Okay, we have Dr. Haruna Goroh in the backstage. Sir, please, because of the way you came in, please turn on your camera to be sure that say that you be that too. Dr. Haruna, I beg, we can't see your face, so I need to be sure say that you be that. Okay, now you. Thank you very much. I'll mute yourself. We can't hear you. You are muted.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, sir. Wonderful.
Does that sound like my voice?
Now you. That is you, sir.
because things that happen for Nigeria, you
exactly.
never can tell.
People are impersonating. I need to be sure. Thank you very much for joining us. Please talk to us.
I just say let me bump in. Just to get my voice. I've been busy these days. That's why I've not done some broadcasts. But then just to, with all that is happening, I listened to the person that just finished, even though I didn't catch him up from the beginning. But it's good to know that we have people like that,
yes,
that money hasn't entered their brain, exactly, their heart, that we are going to leave everything here behind. And people will do everything, disadvantaged people, how many people have died since Tinubu became president?
Hello?
And then, hello?
No, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, anybody that has any one good thing to say about this government, I can tell you they are the top enemies of Nigeria. And so I believe that with what Obi is doing now, he's gaining a lot of momentum in the north. And it's good that he started it early, because the Northerners have seen that somebody like Atiku will only return during the election again. And, I know people are criticizing what he's doing with talking about the borehole. It's not a very reliable borehole. But my question is that, who among them has done, even if it's China-made, Chinatown type of borehole, who has done it in the north? But
it's because I'm doing a workout.
So I'm hearing somebody talking. I don't know where.
I was having a guest at that time. See, I'm feeling before my baby. Your hair is nice.
Hello?
You know earlier how you were showing me and kids in your mouth? I'm so tired.
Hello?
Went back and forth everywhere today.
Go ahead, Dr. Goroh. You can go ahead, sir.
Okay.
We're hearing you.
Okay. So I'm just saying it's good that this thing is starting early, but my advice to all the obedience is that we must not be distracted with what is happening with Labour Party. Because remember, Obi came in just few months and gathered the momentum where he actually was the winner, outright winner, if not for the fact that they stole it. I know people are always scared about the North, thinking that, the Northerners where I come from, that you really need them before you can become president in Nigeria. Yes, you need every region. You need everybody's vote. However, it's not really been a matter of voting. People were in the North got tired of suffering and wanted change. And many of them actually voted, especially from the Middle Belt up to Kaduna and places like even Bauchi and Taraba, going down to Plateau. So then, we already know that places like Benue and the rest, they were all obedient. However, the only thing why we are where we are now was just what Tinubu already knew, that he wasn't going to be to make it, so he already bought everyone. So we are sitting with a situation that all we should trust God is that there's something must happen before 2027 where it will be difficult for anybody to use money. But Nigerians will stand up and say, we going to take our money, just like what happened in Senegal. But now this is the time that the obedience, they shouldn't wait for this million-man march or this everybody becoming conscious of taking back the nation. We should support Obi in what he's doing, because if Obi is doing this as a one-man thing where he's just going around the north, they are seeing it as he's doing politics and with people's with their poverty situation, not knowing that Obi, that's the kind of person he is. We don't see other politicians coming out to do what he's doing now, 4 years, or let me say 3 years and some months to election. Because somebody that starts this early, if he doesn't have the momentum and if it's not from the heart, before even this year runs out, he will run out of steam and have no money left or the energy to go around. So I'm in touch with them. What they are doing is really a good thing, but I'm calling on the obedience and everyone that still believes in this vision of the birth of a new Nigeria, that we should start strategizing early, not waiting until when it's 2026, then people start coming up. But we should, hearing the kind of thing, whatever is happening in Labour Party, I'm in touch with them, and we have spoken, and there is a strategy to ensure that the voice of the people speak. So this thing very soon is going to die a natural death, the issue of Abure. Abure just wants, somebody that has tasted power, so he needs to stay there for as long as he can stay, so that at least he gets whatever he wants before he loses the place. So I think we should not allow, because the media and the APC and some of the others will try and use the whole thing about Abure to say, if our principal cannot put the party together, cannot hold up the party and be able to bring sanity, how will he be able to do it, to a whole nation? So they want to use all those, evil things that they have concocted to make sure when they tried the one of Apapa and it didn't work. So this one now, they're thinking that this one with Abure will work. But I'm telling you, from what's already going on behind closed doors, very soon it will just, in fact, Labour Party is going to be stronger than it was during the election.
Okay, Dr. Haruna, I'd like to quickly ask you this question, which is part of the statement I put in here every day. 2027 is already, we are getting close already, because 1 year is already out of it.
Yeah.
We still have Mahmoud Yakubu there as the head of INEC, and we still have the same people who did whatever they did in the past there at the judiciary. So what is the hope that we can survive 2027 without the change of these people?
That's why I'm saying the obedience need to start now. And part of our call is to go on protest, because when you're protesting, the removal of somebody is different from the removal of the president. Somebody like of the INEC say, we don't trust this man. And let's start to do it now. Let there be a call. People should start hashtag remove Mahmoud Yakubu. So the moment we start doing that early, the momentum will become stronger. You see, I think the challenge I have with
your network. We lost you there. Your network is singing Michael Jackson. Dr. Haruna, your network is singing Michael Jackson. Can anybody hear me? Is anybody on the panel anymore?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you, Elvis.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. But Dr. Haruna, your network is bad. Are you back, sir? Okay, we lost him for now. We lost him for now. I want to quickly apologize to Madam Obi Ashoko. I thought you were having a network issues. I didn't bother coming back to you. You know, I really do apologize that you could not pass your question to our guest earlier on, Madam.
That's okay. That is okay. It's gonna cost you something. Because I was the only female in the I'm not talking about people that call in, but I'm the
Yes,
one. I was there. You know,
yes, exactly.
this is not good though. This is no good though.
I take the blame, man. I take the blame.
Okay,
Please
no
forgive me.
problem. We are together. It's okay. Forgiven
Thank,
already.
thank you so much, man. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Okay.
All right. Okay, Dr. Haruna is back with us again. Can you hear us now, sir? Dr. Haruna, are you back? Okay, you see, when they don't hear now, say they talk better thing, now the network now can't begin not work again. Eh? Dr. Haruna, in fact, we really want you to finish that statement because that question is vital. We still can't hear you, sir. You know, but what Dr. Haruna was saying right there, telling us that this is the moment for obedience to occupy the streets and the calling of the removal of Mahmoud Yakubu. You know, calling for the removal of the president is different from calling on Mahmoud Yakubu. So occupying the street to call to ask the president to remove Mahmoud Yakubu, there's nothing wrong about that. But unfortunately, Nigerians back home are not just doing anything. Now make the whole matter your be as it gets. Eh? Some people they tell they say they come and they go kill them. Why would anybody just start killing you when you are protesting? I don't understand. Dr. Haruna, are you back? Okay, still not there. We can't hear you, sir. But we can hear your background though. Oh, is that Chris? Yeah, that one are Chris. And I saw Chris they do. I go yours. He go leave this thing on.
No, Nigeria was not be me. My microphone is off. I beg.
No, now we offer. I just the offer. No. We dey hear everything since, you know. Anyway, Dr. Haruna could not finish that particular statement right there, but I would like us to move on right now.
Sorry,
You know,
sorry.
that's fine, sir. That's fine. Okay, I'd like us to move on right now. Let me start with Madam Obi Ashoko. Please, I would like you to talk to us, man. I don't know what you want to add to this.
Okay. Well, for me, I mean, I listened. I heard everything. I was actually going to ask the question. I said, now, you know, we have done this federal character. It didn't work. North and South, it didn't work. I don't want the state to make that same mistake. This thing they say it must come from nation. I'm sorry, I'm not from there. It must come from Benin or somewhere. We shouldn't do that. Let's look for someone that is capable, able to do that, and our money will not miss. Someone that is capable, that can wrestle this thing from either PDP or APC and actually take them, go and get the money they stole. They can't be feeding fat while the citizens are not doing anything. It doesn't work like that. We are not just strangers here. We're all of us. We are part of the what they call the national cake. How can somebody you take it and you see here people suffering? It doesn't matter to you. You know, my first time I entered private jet was what they call it Ibene John. You know, he had his airline, right?
Yeah.
And I was working with the insurance, so we did the insurance of it, and I was happy. Hey, I said, wow, my goodness, in Nigeria, I was feeling cool. So such a place is just having this problem. I don't believe it's even the road. Even the road. I just don't understand it. So please, all I'm saying is that we shouldn't let this. It must come from nation. It must come from here. It doesn't. It's not. It has not helped us. It has not. You know, we get people that cannot do anything. How can? Wait a minute. I'm not saying. I'm not trying to patronize you. How can I? Just like the man that spoke today. I see both of you the same thing. Why would you take somebody that you cannot compete with to come and rule over you? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. So people shouldn't allow this thing to continue in Edo State. Let's look for somebody that is okay, somebody that can take Edo State to another level, not this level. We can't be going backwards all the time. That's not right. Others are moving forward. We are moving backward. Why? It's not right. That was the only thing I was going to say. Don't let that thing happen in Edo State. We don't get people. People say technocrat, take on this. What have they done? What have they done? Meanwhile, we have somebody that is a trader, and he's doing very well. Say he's a trader. We have professors and all that. They can't do nothing. So please, that's actually what I wanted to ask him or tell him, that this federal character is not working for us, and that we should just abolish it and move forward. I can't, because my daughter will have a 10. Somebody in Zamfara will even have a -0. You ask the person to go before my daughter that has 10. How does it work? We're not second-class citizens. We're the same thing. One must eat from the same table. I don't want to take the crumbs from somebody I know I'm better off. No.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Thank you very much, man. Unfortunately, you could not pass that on, but he's listening right now. He's listening. So I believe he will address that when we bring him back again. Let me quickly take this call here. Thank you very much, man, once again. Mr. Tony, thanks for calling in, sir. You have 2 minutes. Please talk to us. Good evening to you.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Good evening.
Go ahead.
Hello. Okay. So I don't want to address that woman that is just speaking about the so-called zoning, the gentleman's agreement. That the way Nigeria's political structure, or the way Nigeria is structured, is that you must have somebody from your part. Otherwise, nothing will happen. No progress will come. Let us not be pretending like we don't know what's going on. They must have Asian governor to be able to feed this Ekuma Road, Uromi Road, Ewohimi Road, and all those Owa local government roads. If you don't, that is the way it is. It's a pity that Obaseki didn't use our now for the south zone to even fix our city, our headquarters, our so we are just like the last city on earth. So that man that is speaking, take a much out of it. We already know that, because I even wanted the Oga Elvis to come and be the governor. They say no, it's not easy. Look at this guy just now. I even wrote at the comment section that a hollow digging for the governor 2024. Because these are people, I just listened to that guy, then man, that guy just went to my mind. You know what I'm saying? I was coming back home, rushing down home to come and see who is going to be the guest. But at the end of the day, I'm not disappointed at all.
Thank you.
After listening back, I say, no, okay, if you just, it just be like saying that your twin brother be this. Say, my brother, I adopted you 5 years ago, but this is your twin brother. This guy that just came. And then to Chris, I really thank you, Mr. Chris, that for even, that's why sometimes I hate to be just addressing people anyhow, rough sometimes, because I didn't know that Chris is also, you see that Chris is also, very, so advanced in politics. No wonder he already try to cover me up here. Sometimes when I go crazy, they will say, yeah, please, make now understand Tony. But that matter when they talk, the Asian people, they need governor, then to fix Asian road and the Owan road.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Let me take
God bless
this
you,
call.
and God bless your mother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right.
Mr. Elvis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I just quickly respond to this guy that just called in now?
Yes,
you see, this is the myopic mindset that we have in Nigeria. Why should it be an Asian person or from certain part of Edo State? The thing is that you need to have mind for your people, regardless of where you are, even if your own clan. It shouldn't be a clan thing, and all this clan thing and is rooted in tribalism. We keep criticizing Agbado people, bigotry, because this is the causes of bigotry. Tribalism, you're from this village, you're not from this village. What is wrong with us? And this is the same thing I'm still talking about. These older people are the people that carry tribalism and bigotry. It must stop. That's why we need a young person that is educated, that is enlightened, and all that to start taking the realms of power. All this thing about your Yoruba, your Igbo, you're from certain part of this. It's all this thing is just rubbish. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you so much. Wow. Let me take this call. Mr. Chimeze, you are calling back. You have 2 minutes. Go straight to the point. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that one is a question. This today program, it went somehow. This is my opinion. For a day election, I don't want what happened last election, 2023, to happen in a day election. I feel like instead of APC to take over, I don't know the candidate though. I don't know him. So, but one thing for me, if Apata can scale through, my opinion, Niger Watch. If I say this, you say, oh, no. But I kind of say if Labour and the PDP will work together. This is my own opinion.
How do you want them to? You mean they should work together in Edo State or what? I don't understand.
No, to kick. Don't allow APC to come in.
Where in Edo State? Where? I don't understand.
In Edo State.
How are they going to work together? I don't understand. How?
When you watch what happened in 2023 election, if you join PDP and Labour, just hold it. I know that P2B won it, but when there is a margin that you can never rig out. If someone emerge with like let's say like 5,000 votes or 6,000 votes, it can't rig out. It can't rig out that number out.
Okay.
So for me, yeah, that's where I'm going. If because these people, I know they are Maradona. APC, they are Maradona. So they can do anything to get that seat back. Instead of the devil you know. Let me put that way.
Thank you.
It's better that agent you don't know.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Chimeze. God bless you, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, we have Dr. Haruna back again with us. I guess your network is better now, sir. Before, let me come back to you, sir. Let me quickly take this call from Love of God is my strength. Love of God is my strength. Thanks for calling in, madam. Please talk to us.
Thank you, my brother, for calling me back home. I was going into a place I couldn't take it. I wanted to do it outside if I get in, but I couldn't again. I really miss. I'm not happy about it, but that's all right. I was just thinking, my own. I'll just talk a few things and go. We are looking for the governor for Labour Party in Edo State. We have somebody like Mr. Harris here. Why can't all of us stand on him so that he can go and do the deputy governor instead of somebody else? We have somebody in Edo State that lives here, and we are overlooked to stand up and tell him to go for it. I don't know. I'm only suggesting because I was thinking about it as I was coming home now, that we are looking for deputy governor, and we have our gentleman here, Mr. Alice. Why can't he go for it? Other people, are they better than person to get and do this for him, please? Please, I beg you, please help me talk to him if he's ready to do it.
Thank you.
Then I am quickly. I just, what there was someone asked a question about Mr. Yibo, and I think you, Mr. Now watch. It's still there. You see, that question is beautiful. We are planning an election, plan 2027. I can see Mr. Dr. Haruna just join you. I think this if she's still there, I would really want him to answer this. We should be, like what he said, should be thinking of how to get ourselves together, how to organize ourselves. I don't mind. Maybe all of us should get into a group and start to
Your network is breaking.
2027. Oh, okay. Now.
Yeah.
Okay now.
No, it's breaking little
Okay.
by little. Just round up. Yeah.
Okay, quickly, what we should do, what I think we should do, is to start to organize ourselves together and start to fight this electoral change. Start to fight for us to know about 25%. I remember one time I spoke about this, so that we can do it quickly. We can get to 2027 and we are nowhere. We are still depending, thinking that there's confusion. We don't know what is happening. So we need to do it now so that we can quickly know our stand and quickly by Mr. Peter Obi not to get to 2027 and has been made for a change, constitution-wise, electoral change, and every other thing. No time.
Okay.
We can't want to go there again in 2027
Thank
and
you.
mess up again and say, oh, we should have done this. It's now. We need to start now. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay. Let me come to the panel. Dr. Haruna, sir, if you are there, please unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you are better now, sir. Please, we would like you to.
Yeah, a call came and I was trying to switch off the call and it just messed up the whole thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was what happened. Okay, yeah, I was saying that this is the time, just like the caller just spoke now. You see, so especially when you have an incumbent, especially a rogue like the sitting president, if he knew how to steal when he wasn't on the seat, how much more now? So the momentum, while he's struggling to make Nigeria work, while they're struggling to govern, and they have this great work on let me say this monster in their hand. The ship that they claim, they promised Nigerians they were coming to make things better. Nigerians can see obviously that things are only getting worse. The economy, insecurity, just name it. Everything is like people are now calling Buhari a saint. So they will be doing everything to make sure that they prove Nigerians wrong. They say, be patient, give us time. So while they are struggling to get this ship not to sink, this is the time Nigerians should rise up and prepare for taking over. Because if we wait and then they get to a point where they do a few things here and there, then people will kind of relax again and then they will get themselves prepared for 2027. And they have everything in their power, not just Tinubu, but all the stakeholders, or let me say, all the beneficiaries that he has put in there. They will be working all over Nigeria to make sure they don't let go. So, and it's not going to be by election or by vote. It's going to be by the highest level of corruption in when it has to do with elections. So, talking about Mahmoud Yakubu, we have to strategize and start by saying, first thing is that Mahmoud Yakubu must go. No election should hold in Nigeria until there is an overhaul of the entire electoral system. And whatever the thing that, but the young people should do that. I know they call themselves obedient, but they shouldn't bother about the name obedient because that name was tagged on them because of Obi. So it should just be the young people of Nigeria want to take their nation back because currently they are trying to blackmail the obedient. Anything that goes wrong, they will say is the obedience, so that it looks as if the obedience is like another political party that is not registered, but they are just filled with unruly, disrespectful, hooligans that are Yahoo boys. So they're trying to create a narrative and place a tag on obedience to make the nation reject them. So right now, this is the time for the young people to stand up and say, we want to take our nation back. And to do that, this person must go. This must happen. That must happen. They shouldn't let Obi be the lone person running around doing this because Obi is doing it for them. So if we are waiting for Obi is just one person. And so that's my take, as it has to do with the Mahmoud Yakubu, not just Mahmoud Yakubu, but the entire electoral district. If they should, some people that understand how these things work, they should already check and see, because you remember when Mahmoud Yakubu, when they did the whole thing with, okay, they're going to make sure that the 2023 election is credible. Let me tell you, whatever was the plan for 2023, on paper, that was one of the best things. In fact, what Buhari signed was one of the best things he did. But because they did not want it to work, so they now bribe them and stop the thing from working. Because if they allowed it to work, we will not be talking what we are talking today. So it's to ensure that whosoever will come to disrupt or to sabotage the whole process, because even if you change and remove Mahmoud Yakubu worked with what's his name, the guy from the east. Is it Okoye or what?
Okoye, first also
Okoye. Okay, you know these people are so diabolic that they can pick somebody from Obi's village to work against Obi. So it's not, even Mahmoud Yakubu goes, they will plant somebody maybe worse than him.
Then, so what are we going to do then?
So that's why I'm saying they should insist. First of all, start with Mahmoud Yakubu, because that's the one we know, the face we know. And then insist on ensuring that the electoral reform takes place. And they should go back and start. We should have people that know what the system is, what was the thing that was signed into law as it has to do with the electoral, how it should be handled. And insist anything short of this, nobody must go. There should be no election in 2027. And we want the government to be shut down, because there's no, there should be no government where they're not following the rule of law. And so these are the things that we have to start calling now. If we wait, like Obi told us, let's go to court, it's too late. That's why the people said during the collation, and they said, just go to court. Then Obi said, I trust the court. And he didn't know he was dealing with demons here. So that's why we have to do it now. It's now the time for strategy.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Haruna. Wow.
Nadia Watch.
Yes, sir.
Nadia Watch. Sir, Mr. Goroh, you're speaking well. If you remove Mahmoud, the bigger monster that you have, that nobody seems to have recognized, is the judiciary. The Chief Justice of the Federation is corrupt. We saw him when he was pretending that he couldn't work in London. He sneaked into London to collect some money. We knew about it. Somebody took that picture with the mobile
allegedly.
Yeah.
To collect money.
And then the way the judgment was delivered and all that, it showed that there's no competence. See, even if you say the whole INEC here, you change everything from top to bottom and all that. How about judiciary? Judiciary will give legitimacy to whatever nonsense they choose to do. Wike being
do you know
Wike being planted in the federal capital
judiciary as the last one to rubber stamp the corruption? But if you break it from the top, that it does not, because it's easy. Anybody, you and I, if we are corrupt, we can always bribe a judge, not only with election, with any case. So because we can't wait until when there is almost, the person is losing breath, is now in the ICU, about to die, and then we go to the cemetery and say, or we go into the mortuary and say we want to bring somebody to resurrect. So the judiciary is like the last one that they use to uphold the corruption or the theft. So we are saying we will not allow the theft to happen.
That's what I'm saying. That you are asking the young people to call for the removal or the overhaul of INEC. We shouldn't be calling just INEC. We should be calling out the judiciary. We should be calling them out now and tell them, listen, they did what they did last time, but we are not relentless. They need to know that
The-
all those corrupt bench, they need to go. Those corrupt judges, because they are corrupt.
So,
They're
sorry,
corrupt.
wait. You are talking judges because that is when everything has been stolen from you and people are sitting with stolen stuff. They are now in the House of Reps. They are now in the Senate, and they are sitting with stolen mandates. But everything, the election, from when you cast your vote, somebody was there who was turning, you got 200, they gave you 20. Somebody who gave 20 is giving 200. So even if they are to collect it, you will not make it. So how would you come with a result that is far behind and say you're going to, even if the judge is an angel, it will be difficult for the judge. Because right from the beginning, when you voted, they bought people over. They electoral commissioners and all the people. See, why are we having the OT today? Is it not because the lady, the professor, refused to be bought? If she was bought, Alex would have gone to court and he will fail. They will say he didn't get it. They will use technicality. They will use just anything. It doesn't matter because the judge, no matter how good the judge is, they are not going by sentiment and emotion. They will say you must prove. The burden of proof. So if your votes, you have 2 million, somebody says they have 6, and you can't prove that you have more than 6 million because they already rigged you from the polling unit. They changed the result. Then they uploaded something different. So even if we use that and the judge is to judge, you have no case. So that's why it must start from the top. It must start from the top. And yes, I understand what you're saying, but strategically, that's why we need to start early so that we have others working on the aspect of the overhaul of INEC. Then elect the returning officers. Who are the people that should do it? Should university lecturers be doing it, or should they vet people around the nation, people that are known to be people of integrity? They should go for interview. They should be interviewed by the public. Let the public decide what should be the criteria. Then who should be the one that should sit as if there is anything that goes to the tribunal? Who are the people? Should it be appointed by the same dirty government or the ruling party? Or who is the one that... These are things we must start now. My thing, I'm only saying, let's not wait until they are now saying it's time to go and get your voter's card. Make sure you get it. They were already rigged. See how people struggle to get to even go and register. How people struggle to collect their PVCs. How they threw PVCs into latrines, into wells, and so sometimes under the gutter. People are picked, and the ones that they had, people will queue up for days and get frustrated. So they started systematically disenfranchising the people ahead of time. It did not just start on the day of election. They were doing it systematically. So I'm saying we should outsmart them while they are struggling with the burden of making Nigeria, keeping their promises to Nigerians that are angry and frustrated because they have no food to eat. People are suffering and people are being kidnapped. So they have to sort out all those things. But you and I don't have anything to sort out than to plan on how to take our nation back. We have enough time, but we must start now.
Dr. Goroh, can I add to your submission, sir?
Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, I agree with you entirely. The rigging of the Nigerian election has been perfected in the Nigerian constitution, completely perfected in the Nigerian constitution. So the reason why I agree with you entirely is the fact that even if Mahmoud Yakub is removed today, and you even said something that is very, very profound that we must take note of, they can go ahead and even appoint the next INEC chairman from Mr. Peter Obi's village, in fact, from his street, in fact, from his family, extended family. It won't change anything. The issue there is that it is still the president that will appoint that man or whoever that person is going to be. So the rigging of the Nigerian electoral system, the ultimate rigging, you call it like the final act of the rigging, has been perfected in the Constitution, which is that it is the president that will appoint the chairman of INEC. It is the president and the president alone that will also appoint all the 36 resident electoral commissioner, including the one for FCT. So they behave to him, they care less, their responsibility is to him, they are obligated to him, not to anybody else. So that rigging, until this effort must be channeled toward ensuring that this power is taken away. The Electoral Act, in reforming the Electoral Act, effort must be focused on this specific part. Once that power is taken away, that it is no longer, you cannot be the referee of the match that you are participating in. Is the one that is in charge. It is like in soccer now that we have the VAR. You are participating, and it is you that is sitting in front of the VAR. So even if there is offside against you, all you need to do is just take your eyes off it. You don't need to call it. Even if you commit penalty, within the 18-yard box, you just take your eyes off it. VAR or no VAR, nothing is going to happen, even though the referee is there. So it is the president that is the ultimate, the final rigging of the Nigerian electoral system.
Can I come in? Can I come in there? You see, there is no hurdle. There is no mountain that cannot be overcome. But the one that is holding onto your stolen goods, he will not want to let go. You that want your goods back, you must outsmart him and plan and think ahead of him and have, in case he comes this way, this is what I will do. In case he comes this way, and plan it ahead. So the moment we can do that, but I'm saying if we don't rise now and do it, the young people are dancing Davido, they are dancing Rema, that's all they are concerned. Those people are getting millions into their account. The young people get nothing. They go and patronize their shows, and this is where their energy is going. And they are there on Instagram, wasting their energy instead of thinking about taking their nation back. And they are leaving people like, like us I'm 68, I still feel young, but the reality is that I am not that young. So they are the ones that must ask themselves, do we want our nation back? This energy, this wisdom, this knowledge, this intellect that we are using on social media, we are creating things. We know how to, this one did that. We can repost and repost. We know how to critique how somebody looks on Instagram. Can we critique Nigeria? Can we critique the way of governance and go back? Do you know the power of number? If they do it now, not when there is an uproar or, okay, there's an election that just happened, or we don't like it, then they go on the street. The people will fight back. But now they are struggling to govern. They are not thinking somebody is going to come out and start talking those things. So this is the time, including what you're talking about, that we should go back and say, imagine a call that starts saying, and it comes out everywhere, including, celebrities are talking, pastors are talking, imams are talking, bloggers are talking and saying something is wrong with the power that has been given to one man, especially when there is an incumbent. You have already disadvantaged all the other runners, all the other players. So it should be changed. Many laws don't change until the people that the laws are made for rise to say no. That's why even to see with what is happening with labor union, if they have been sustaining their, the protests, their strikes, and maintained to the end and shut down the workforce, by now the minimum wage would have gone. But the people know what we need to do is divide them. Use the fifth column, bring in money, pay somebody money and say all this thing you're running around carrying, the placards around and saying we want increment. How much are you getting? You're just under the sun, nothing. Then they tell the person, we will give you 2 billion to just settle this thing and be quiet. The person will collect money, the general workers will continue. That's why every time they go out, it's the same story. Because the people have known, they have mastered the art of buying off the people using, it's almost like they're taking advantage of their predicament, their condition of poverty, and the fact that they're helpless, so they use money to buy them and silence the others. So that's why we, especially the young people, need to start now. That energy they used in the million-man marches all over Nigeria, strategically now. They don't have to be on the street every day, but they should change strategy and say, okay, if those people managed to steal this mandate, broad daylight from us, when Tinubu was not even in government, how will it be? How easy will it be for him to take it, just snatch it, like you already said, snatch and run? This one, it will not be snatched. He will actually step on people's necks and say, you have no power, we have it, we are not snatching now, we are holding, and you are not coming near it. So that's why we have to find out how do we go, as the Bible says, that you have to go into the enemy's camp. And if you're going, David says, shall I pursue? Will I overtake? Will I recover all? Imagine if he has sat down to wait until, by the time he gets up, the people would have violated their wives and their children and eaten up everything they have stolen from them. But he had to pursue, and pursued at the right time. And I'm saying this is the time to pursue, not pursuing after election is stolen and people are all frustrated. Nobody wants to come out. People like us called and called. We said, we missed the opportunity when the day the election was being announced. People didn't hit the street and say, no, shut down the whole nation. Because that time the anger was everywhere. It would have been a spontaneous thing. But after it became lone voices, becoming dim and dim until people like us stop talking, because it's like they have now singled out the one they will go after because other people are quiet. So they say, this one wants to, they created this thing. It's almost like you want to overthrow the government because others have gone on with their life, enjoying their life, so what you're trying to take them back. They have a sitting president, and now you want to say it's illegitimate. The courts have said it's legitimate. So then you will be the one as if it's treason.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. You said we missed that golden opportunity during the time of the 2023 presidential election. To be honest, a lot of people are blaming Peter Obi for that. That because Peter Obi calmed everybody down. So do you think we should blame the people, the youth, or people actually respected Mr. Peter Obi because he told everybody to calm down?
I think Peter Obi has learned his lesson. He thinks Nigeria is Anambra. He thinks the judiciary is working with now. He thinks they are the ones that he went to court after, then they retain his mandate, then he goes, they retain his mandate. This time around, what I'm saying is that Nigerians, is their nation they want. It's not a presidential candidate. Because even if he comes, is it not just 1 term or 2 terms? But Nigeria, many of these young people, some are in their 20s, some are teenagers, and some are in their 30s. So they still have a long journey ahead. Should they allow just Peter Obi be the one that because he's slow, he's one that doesn't want to fight? I said it on your show that I'm not saying that Detty should have been the one. Peter Obi is the right one, and having Detty as his deputy would have worked perfect. But Peter Obi, his way of doing things, he believes in taking things gently. He is slow, but Nigeria of today, you need a fighter to fight. Then you bring in Peter Obi as a peace person to calm down the fire that have been erupted. But going forward, the young people must not just wait and listen. They are taking their nation. They are not trying to put a precedent on the seat.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Haruna. Who is that?
Me, sorry, can I ask a question, please?
Okay, Oga Chris. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
And Dr. Haruna Goroh, thank you very much for creating the opportunity to speak with us. It's always a delight to have you in our program. My name is Chris, speaking from Dublin, sir.
Thank you,
so
Chris.
I've been following what you've been saying, but you just made a very critical statement. And I don't know if it is okay if I can ask this question, because just finished saying that Mr. Peter Obi takes his time, he's gentle. And do you think the cause of the Labour Party in 2027 will be helped if we have somebody, a radical politician like the person of Sowore, to be in the fold of Labour Party? Do you think it will have any impact in mobilizing the youth, in galvanizing the energy of the youth?
Okay. Yeah, I would say, I've never really been, I've liked Sowore because of his, very militant nature, because I felt that most what is happening in Nigeria, you need fire for fire to remove what is going on, and then you can bring sanity. However, my only challenge, just listening to Sowore and seeing how he does things, I think Sowore doesn't seem to understand team play. If he's not the one, then every other person, it becomes a challenge. If Sowore had agreed to take, to work with Peter Obi, already the young people of Nigeria, you could see the obedience. Obi didn't go to campaign among the young people. It was something that was organic. So that would have been an easy thing for Sowore to come in, and maybe after about 2 terms, Sowore, or 3 terms, because he's still young and vibrant, he can come in. But Sowore believes, even if he's going to get 200,000 votes, he still believes he's the next president. So it becomes difficult to work with somebody who thinks he's more qualified than you. He has what it takes to be president, and he cannot submit to you. So I think that's the challenge that I think I see just watching Sowore, listening to him and the way he's been conducting himself. So both of them working together will be difficult, because I don't see loyalty from Sowore being loyal to Obi. It will be a tug of war, just like what we see now with Obi and Detti. Detti is also militant, but he has a leash where he's able to hold himself back and say, I am not the principal. I am a deputy to the principal. I will wait for the principal to talk before I talk. And if when he has an opportunity to talk, he shows we're ready to take the bull by the horn. But Sowore will go like a one-man show and prove that he has it, and he's got what is needed to make Nigeria work. And it's because with that kind of thing, when you have somebody that's like that, you're already playing into the hands of the enemy that will make sure you don't come in, because you're going to have more enemies.
Yeah, I completely agree with you with Showore's style, because I have criticized him severally on this platform before the election and after the election. But soon after the announcement of the verdict of the Supreme Court, and when I was reflecting back, and based on what you just finished saying about the fact that Labour Party, we didn't grab that opportunity, since then I've just been thinking that probably if we had Sowore or somebody like him, but obviously it's a kind of politician that believes that he's going to have it his way or no other way. Since we both know that, and we know that kind of a character would have been very good in promoting the cause of the Labour Party, are there things in place to get a character like that will lead the youth in Labour Party? Because it seems we have a lot of vibrant youths, but we don't have that character that the youth will revolve around, that will have that vibrancy at the national level of Labour Party. Because I see a lot of gentle people. You know, if we can just get a character that the energy the youth they are bringing to Labour Party, there's somebody that can take a leash on that energy and we use it to intimidate these people out of power. I don't know if
Okay.
there's anything in
Can I
place.
let me just say something on that. There is somebody after the election, when the result came out that way, that took a protest to the street for 40 days non-stop. That is Dr. Moore, at the expense of his life. When many others went mute and went quiet, Dr. Moore kept going out. He went to INEC office. He went to UN. He went to AU, different places, and he was on the street with people. So, but then the energy, others started to tell him, no, stop this, you know, let's do, the principal has said, let's take it gently, you know, so, but he said, I heard that, but it's not his nation alone, it's our nation. So now there is something that's happening, which I think is a good sign. If you notice all the outings of Obi, Dr. Moore used to only be the MC at the events during the rallies and wherever they go. And then once in a while, Aisha will stand up and speak during the rallies. But if you notice now, Aisha is turning, almost becoming a politician. Before she vowed not to be in politics, she would remain an activist. But Aisha is an outspoken person that fears no one. And also, Dr. Moore has signed and said he is prepared if it means losing his life for Nigeria, which we are the ones that have to just tell him, no, you're going to live to see the fulfillment of this dream. So there are people now that are around Obi, everywhere Obi goes, all those movements going to the north, wherever he goes, including south, you will always see the person next to him, Dr. Moore. And Dr. Moore is telling him things and they're strategizing on what he needs to do. So going forward, the Obi you will see in 2027 will be a completely different Obi. And that's why they've started early. So I can assure you that it's going to be a completely different the only call I'm making is so that the other young people who Nigeria belong to, they shouldn't depend only on a political candidate. Because when there is momentum and there's fire, you can bring in Mr. Elvis. If you know he's a man of integrity and has what is needed to move Nigeria, you can place Elvis there and Nigeria will work. So let's say today Obi is not alive. I'm telling you, I'm with, hello?
We can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. And let's say Obi is not alive. Are we saying that the mandate, the idea of taking Nigeria back is over? We must think beyond Obi and own this thing for ourselves, own it for our children's children, and say we are prepared to do whatever is needed, play our own part. Because what placed Obi and gave him the advantage where he had that large following was a nation that had young people that were angry and wanted to take their nation back. That is what created this whole thing. And then Tinubu knew that from his experience, seeing politics, business, and whatever, being a crook as he is, that we know, he knew the only way you can deal with this thing, use money, and you will buy people off. So he went to the top, and I've said it here, and let me repeat it again. Mahmoud Yakubu initially resisted and said he has given a promise to Nigerians and to the world that this election will be credible. They used everything, and Tinubu believes that if you give somebody money and he doesn't do what you want, give him more. If he doesn't do, give him more. And he said, if he doesn't do, give him all that you have. You will gain it back after you've gotten your way. So that's how he believes things should be done. So we need to know that and outplay them. And part of what is being worked on now is to say This idea of we know they collect shishi, we know they give shishi, cannot work in 2027. You want young people that are unemployed to go out and campaign and keep going out and make sure they fight for that vote, the mandate to stand. The person doesn't have money to even eat food or to take Okada where it is permitted for them to use Okada. You see, how can you say that we give nothing? Even if we are doing charity, you can't say I give nothing. So the whole idea, the way they think about believing that we know they give shishi, even if I'm sending you on an errand and you are doing it because you love the errand, at least I should pay your way. When you go there, you should feed. If you left your job, you have no job. But I say you should believe God. Let Allah provide. Let God provide. And then you don't do it. And then you look at the pastors of the churches that were praying and confessing and doing prophecies. Ask how many of them gave money. When it comes to the money, they say God will provide. So I'm telling you, there are so many things that were the reason why we are where we are now. But we are saying, okay, once beaten, twice shy.
Exactly.
So let's work ahead of time so that we are. Remember when I kept saying, with the way things are going, they caught, this is what will happen. They're going to swear in Tinubu if we don't do this. And if they go to court, this is what is going to happen. I said, I'm not a prophet of doom. I'm optimistic, but looking at how they do things, if we don't do our part, this is where we're going to end. Up till the Supreme Court, people were still hopeful. If we go to the Supreme Court, maybe things are going to change. I said, no, the judgment has been written.
Okay.
So going ahead, we have to plan now so that we are not, they don't take the rug under our feet again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Haruna. To be honest, I agree with you. All your submission, I agree with you. But unfortunately, that unionism is not with us. I believe I mentioned similar thing from the beginning of this broadcast. That unionism is not really there with us. Nigerians are divided. We are seriously divided. Seriously divided. You know, you and I, we are here now alongside with my wonderful panelists. We're talking here every day. But majority of Nigerians, most especially Nigerians in Nigeria, they have moved on. They have moved on. It just looks like, you know, nothing is happening. And these politicians are capitalizing on that division. That's why we are where we are today. Okay, let's assume Peter Obi say, okay, make una calm down, make una not do this and all that. To be honest, the situation of the country right now, do anybody think that it's affecting Peter Obi at all? It's not. It's not. He can resign from politics today and he's not going to beg for food again till he die. So for the people to hide under umbrella saying that Peter Obi was the one that asked us to be quiet, that means we are not serious. We are not just serious in anything. I'm sorry. This is my opinion. Everybody have their opinion, but I'm saying this. Look what Dr. Haruna is saying now.
Sorry, Mr. Yes, Elvis. While I understand what you're saying, but let me tell you, the way the movement, the obedient movement was, people had so much faith and trust and respect for Obi. And they were so confident that with the momentum and what they have done, it was going to be easy to get back this mandate. So they trusted the principle and what he said. But they have learned the hard way now. That's what I'm saying.
But I did as well. I trusted him. I respected him and I follow his instruction. But at the end of the day, look where we are today. Peter Obi can never, even tomorrow, Peter Obi, if anybody expected Peter Obi to come on the national TV to tell us all to hit the street, he's not going to do that. Peter Obi is not the kind of person that will do that. If he was someone like Sowore will do that.
But if Sowore does that,
he will do that.
If Sowore does that, they will take him behind bars. But for Atiku, they will not take Atiku behind bars. They will just, do their thing and then later on go and, eat Shegelinku food together Because
Please, sir.
see, so
Please,
what
sir.
I'm saying,
But
Please,
that
sir.
Ahmed did. They didn't arrest him.
Yeah, please, sir. Please, sir. That is where I'm coming to. Please, can you elaborate and tell Nigerians why, if Showore does it, there will be problem, and if Atiku does it, there will not be problem? Can Nigerians hear why?
I think. Well, I've been trying to say something about the North, which I think some people still don't
Exactly.
understand.
Please say it, sir. Please.
And I've been saying it since last year. I said people don't understand how we operate in the North. It doesn't matter what a Northerner does, especially when it has to do with religion. It's us.
Exactly.
But in the South, people have different, issues, and they don't know how to unite for us. Because even those of us, before, it wasn't just on religion. They just said North versus South. So anything they tell us, these Southerners want to take over, we will just unite.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever we are told to do, we do. But see, and I've said it over and over, they have succeeded in dividing, causing confusion, fight between the strong southern groups, Yoruba and Igbo. And they will always play on that every time, whether during governance or election, they will play these two groups against themselves while the North is united. And then they will take the southwestern group to team up with the Northerners against the rest of the South. So it's a strategy that has worked for years. And people like us are saying, Southerners, please don't let them deceive you. Unite. Don't this thing of Yoruba, Igbo, Yoruba, South. Forget it. While you are doing that, they are stealing, they are robbing, they are eating, and then they will come and sell out in the South, sell out in the South, East, and then work with them, and then it will continue until we start coming up. Thank God somebody like Dr. Mo is from the South. It's from the North. You've got activists like that. Hardcore North. I am from the North. People like us are already speaking. When Aisha speaks, they say she's not a real Muslim. She's from is it Benin or Edo? I don't know where. So they use that on her, but they can't use it on people like us. They can't use it on El Buba. So there are strong voices in the North. If the South can just forget their differences or refuse to allow these people play.
Yeah, but sir, this is some of the positions some of us have been advocating on this platform. Anytime we have the opportunity, that the people from the South, they have to be very critical of what they do. Just like the North, when an issue arises in the North, just like you said, they want North first. Some of us have been advocating that as well, so that we'll stop all these unnecessary divisions. But some people see it as being divisive, being tribal, but we kept making the position every opportunity we had. And I'm just happy now you are from the North and you are making the same position, because when you said if it was Showore, they will not pick him. If it is, they will pick him. If it's Atiku, they will not pick him. So that's why I say you should elaborate on that, because that's the position that some of us have been championing on this platform. So thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
I think we in the South, we should learn. That is just it.
All right. What some of you have been saying, which I understand, saying that the Northerners are the problem of Nigeria, which me particularly have disputed so many times. Why do I continue to dispute it? Is that South, our elites in the South are working with these same people. So if you are saying whoever that is the problem of Nigeria, add our people to it, because they are working together. That's what I'm saying. So
no, the point is not really the North. The point is that we have been making. I think it was Madame Luke that made this point that one section of the South, the Southwest, is always teaming up with the North to cause division in the South. Because the South is supposed to come as a united entity. Imagine if the Southwest and the Southeast, if they stand, how can you tell me the North can be able to withstand them? It's never
Never,
going to be possible. If the
never.
Southwest and the Southeast, if they stay together as a, but every election cycle, you always see one section of whether the Southeast or the Southwest working with the North completely to detect where
You see?
power goes.
And that's my stand. So
Yeah,
we
exactly.
cannot.
So the point we were making was not really about the North being the problem. When we talk about the North, we are even specific that it's not even the North I know. It's not really the North per se. There is this subsection of people in the North that want it all. If it is not them, it cannot be any other person. I don't even
Yeah,
want to call any. I don't want to call any tribe, and people know those tribes. From my experiences
No,
in the
they're
North,
the Fulanis.
yeah, from my
They're the
experience
Fulani.
in the North, if you remove the Fulani, this North we are just saying, the North, I have repeated it, they are the most easiest going people in the country. I've said this several times because I lived with them. I know the people that want it all are the Fulanis in the North. If you remove that subset, you discover that the North will be the most easiest people to move to get along with. Everything will be very smooth. Well, because just tell me since 1999, every election cycle, there must be a Fulani person there, either as the president or as the vice. Are they the only people in the North? Are they the only people in the North? They must be there one way or the other. So that is
okay.
the position we
Let's
have been making. So the South, we have to wake up. If we unite together, even these Fulani that are disturbing the whole nation, who are they? How many are they? They can't
Okay,
if we don't
okay.
collaborate with them.
Mr. Elvis,
yes,
you can
yes, sir.
see from we've got people like Dele Faro to me that have been speaking.
Mm.
We have then from the southeast, we got people like Okonko. The moment these people come in the front line, and then we get voices from the south, and they come in the front line and team up with the northerners and champion something of take back Nigeria, so that they see that the tribal divide is dead, is killed. Because when you hear Dele Faro to me speak, he's speaking as a Nigerian, not as a Yoruba.
Exactly.
When you hear Okonko speak, he's speaking as a Nigerian. You've been running this thing now for over a year. You're not getting anything. You're actually losing by doing what you're doing, but because of the future, you are making all this sacrifice. Imagine if we have more people, not too many, because in every movement, you just need forerunners.
Exactly.
The rest will follow. So I think this is the call we need to start making and sensitizing our people. Then I can tell you that's why it has to start early. That's just what I'm calling for, that we shouldn't wait for when it's almost time.
Okay. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
Dr. Haruna. I really do appreciate you, sir. Wow, you spent time with us today. You've educated every one of us. You've brought our memories back again. You know, you've tried to stabilize our future to 2027 on what to do. It's not left for the listeners to know what to do, or rather, we continue to argue with ourselves and divide ourselves as usual, which is very, very unfortunate. You know, yes, now you know that's how it is. So, but nevertheless, I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much. You know, I just want us to understand that 2027 is not going to be easy. But before I let Dr. Haruna go, I would like to ask you this question by myself, sir. With all this that we are talking right now, do you personally have hope that Tinubu can be removed in first tenure, 4 years in 2027?
Okay, Mr. Elvis, I actually had faith that he can be removed before his tenure is over. That's how strong my faith is. However, if people struggle to do it before he was sworn in, struggle to do it at the beginning when everything was just going bad, then it may be a tougher thing to do now that he's like fortified himself. But I believe if we can strategize, knowing that this person has stolen from your house before. This time, the security you will put to stop the robbery of your house, it should be stronger. So it is very easy to remove him. If Jonathan could be removed because he gave in, this one, because people had nothing to reference with apart from saying, oh, he is a Bado master, he was involved in corruption, he did forgery. That's all they could talk about. They've not tested him as president. Now they have tested him as president, just like Americans have tested Biden. So when Trump is speaking now, it's different from 2020. He's speaking, and Americans before that didn't want Trump, they are suddenly saying, this Trump, his economy was better during his time. So he will be a one-term president. That is, if he survives it, he will be a one-term president. But the people that want to move him from a seat that is already occupying, they must be prepared and outsmart him, but do it ahead of time. But it's very possible. Very easy.
Okay. All right. If you say so, you said it's possible. For me, the chances is so slim, the way I'm saying it, very extremely slim. But I would like to share with that faith, that is, in fact, it can even be removed before time. But I don't know how that is going to be possible. God.
Abado master.
Hey,
the fact that you are still doing this thing after the times you said it is over. If this thing goes this way, you are not going to talk about this thing. You are still busy. Yeah, you are still here. So that's a sign that is going to work.
Can I ask a question, sir?
Thank you, sir. Yes, quickly.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead. Mr.
Okay,
Oduwa.
thank you, Miss. Thank you, Dr. Haruna. Have they put any solutions that court will not be the one to pronounce who become the president in Nigeria? Has they make any amendment of such that it's not court who will not say this one won the election or not won the election?
It's not court that decides who wins election. It is the INEC that decides. Court only comes to now do their own part when all the other people have messed up. We go to court because we are having grievance, we are having disagreement, then we go to court. And the way the way law is, anybody can win a case. It depends on how it is interpreted. So we just don't want to go to court because the people know. That's why they quickly tell you go to court. Anytime you hear a sitting government say go to court, just say, okay, I'm not going to court again. Let's fight here now.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Haruna. We have to let you go.
Thank you.
God bless you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Blessings to everybody, and thanks for what you are doing. More grace.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for your encouragement.
Okay, bye.
Yes, sir. My people, when I hear with you, Dr. Haruna talk, when I don't see him say 2027, God, is a mountain to climb. To be honest, but he just gave us some hope that, there's hope. But that hope is slim. To be honest, my people, if we need to be honest to ourselves, it's very, very slim because I don't know how Tinubu will be removed in 2027. If that happens, I'll be the happiest person on earth, but I don't know how. But Dr. Haruna just added something again that shocked me by saying he might be removed even before 2027. Hey, God, another hope. We don't let some people carry another hope again now. And that one they'll come, they use the sing now. Tinubu will be removed. Listen, guys, this is a mountain to climb. I'm telling you all, it's a mountain to climb. But meanwhile, let me quickly come to Edo State before I allow you guys to start talking within yourselves for the next 30 minutes so that we can round up. If Labour Party failed to win this governorship election in Edo State, hold only one person accountable, and the person to hold accountable will be Barrister Olumide Osaigbovo Akpata. Yes, I will explain further when you don't reach that, but I pray it doesn't happen like that. Nobody can dare blame anybody. You just hold the candidate accountable, that's all. You know, like I said, I believe I'm the only platform that have offered my platform for free. In fact, take it and use it for yourself. Yes, that's what I've been doing, my people, for long. Nobody have ever paid me to work for anybody on this platform. Nobody. I'm saying this on air. Obaseki didn't pay me. We didn't discuss money. We didn't, no penny, not even a cold water. I mean a water, coffee from Governor Obaseki. Peter Obi did not pay me a penny, not a cold water, not a coffee, nothing at all. I'm happy now Dr. Haruna just confirmed it again, even though I know, all of us already know, that I'm still here. Nigeria, you are still here. Yes. I have so many things I can do with my platform. I kept telling you guys. Since this guy died, this Pope died, unfortunately, I don't want to find myself in that kind of category though. But a lot of people have made so much traffic, so much money for the past 48 hours since that guy died on social media. When I say I post all this literature for my platform or any of my platform, I don't do these things. It's not me. Go back to history. You'll know that when things like that are trendy, I'm not part of it. I'm just focusing how Nigeria going to be better in my time, which I know nobody's stopping me from doing it. I can do it, and nobody can question me because you have not questioned others that is doing it now. Also remember that during the time of 2023 presidential election, a lot of people opened their platform just to build a platform and gain traffic just because of Peter Obi. After the election, they changed the name of their platform to another name and remove every single videos involved Obi from their platforms. Many of you know what I'm talking about. I'm not here to mention names. As you know, I don't like mentioning other platform names on my platform. This is what many people did. They deleted all the video, changed the name, and they become a new creation. Now, when I talk about division amongst us, isn't this obvious that we are divided? Isn't this obvious that many of us are doing what we are doing based on selfish interest? Isn't this obvious that many of us are not even interested about the new Nigeria we are talking about? But some of us talk about it, but we are not really in-depth interested. It's crazy. It's really crazy. You can see now in those state election that is coming, we can see some hungry lions are already saying in their own platform, if Aswa Igodaro not pay me, Olumude not pay me, Igodaro, what do you call the other one? Okpa will not pay me. I know they work for them. They must pay me. I go pay our strength. My children go eat. But just imagine.
Ibata.
They are already doing this. While we have another one on Facebook crying, oh, without me, they must call me back. They must do this. What is wrong with us?
That one are Leeds,
What is wrong with us? How long are we going to continue with this selfishness and stomach infrastructure politics? We are not ready. Some people might think now, oh, Nigeria was, but they do like saying, I good part. That make cannot they ask money. Listen, I bet you, normally, they say you need to be pushed to the wall to accept who you are. You see all these people over here, they make that so, step 1 to 10 in terms of comfort in life, they are not up to 2. They need to get to 2 before they'll get to 10 where midday. But I don't like distracting my audience at all. You all know I don't like distracting my audience with me. That's why you see, I don't show anything about me. I just want you to hear my voice and understand what we all are advocating for here. But the reason why I'm saying this, upon all the selfish interests that all of them have portrayed, they are still suffering. Yes, they are. They are suffering. Now, people dying every day. Let's assume you've acquired or you've achieved this your satanic selfish interest. You are not going to be buried with these things, my people. You are not. None of us is going to live forever. I won't live forever. You won't live forever. We won't live forever. In fact, everyone listening to this audio right now, to this broadcast right now, A maximum of 100 years from now, none of us will be alive anymore. So what is wrong with us, for Christ's sake? We are crying to win our country back, our state or our country or whatever it is. Then you are still seeing people applying selfishness to it. If you not pay me, and the parent, if you are not ashamed of yourself, an old man at your age, you are still paying rent in abroad after 78 years in abroad. It's a shame. It's a shame and a disgrace saying you need to pay rent. And then the only way you can achieve that rent is by causing other people their lives, for you to choose and cross carpets and misbehave anyhow. What a shame. These are all the people that I brought it all limelight. I never knew this is what they'll grow up to become. All of them have grow up to become a satanic individualisms. When we speak here, some people think that, oh, maybe this guy get agenda. That's why I told some of you the other day, nobody can come here to say, oh, people don't know you. People, if you want to know me, suppose know me for the past 12 years. Because I've been the same person for the past 12 years being on media. I brought almost every front runners that you know in Edo State to limelight today. So what are you two going to tell me, that you want to know me or you might not know me? This is what you'll be hearing. You are only going to be hating me by this kind of speech. That's all. Nothing ever you can ever use against me. In fact, if you have a secret about me and you refuse to refuse it, now God will punish you. I've said this so many times on this platform. You have a secret about me and you don't want to reveal it just because you love me. God will punish you.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Amen. How many people can do this? Peter Obi said it. That's why I love the man till tomorrow. Regardless of any kind of affliction or whatever, affiliation or anything. I love him because he said, if you find the corruption to my name, I will stop campaigning. And that is what I'm saying. I use that word even before Peter Obi moved to Labour Party. I've been using this word here. If you have anything against me, you and I have done any kind of business, we have shared money privately, we have done a business where my share were paid into my account, we have done anything at all. Or I've discussed with you privately, the kind of thing that I discussed with you privately is not aligning to my ideology, expose me. And if you fail to expose me and you know this thing, God will punish you. That is how we can have a better Nigeria. If we all are not bold to speak truth to power, we will remain where we are. That remember, that money that you are running for today, you will die and leave it one day. A lot of people that have more than you have died anyway. Be you deaf or you blind, or you are not seeing billionaires dying in Nigeria every day, whether they bury. You don't see they don't bury them with their mansion, with their private jet. You don't see them. Listen, I started with this broadcast today by using the word division amongst us. And it's the fact. We must start to see ourselves as Nigerians for us to achieve these aims and objectives. If not, we are not going anywhere. When one person goes to see, say, oh, I be Igbo man, now they end. I be Edo man, and then like most of my Edo people, I'm sorry to say this, many of them left me. They hate me today. Just because I give room saying Peter Obi, I want support. Many of them left my platform. Many of you can testify to it. They left. Say no, hey, you know, yeah. You don't turn the platform to your Igbo people platform. I know the great what I want to go do for them. You see your life? These are the kind of people where they pay the same satanic rent now. Where your life no great better. You come on air and say, I'm doing 16-hour shift. A man of 60 years, proud of doing 16-hour shifts. It's a shame and a disgrace. It's a shame and a disgrace. I've told you guys my story before, right? Because some people might be wondering, how come say, Elvis is just here every day. No, they do something. Yes, in case you're not aware. My last job in the UK was with IBM. I work with IBM. When it comes to all this technology, computer, computer engineering and all that, we are very good. I did my IT MB in University of Bristol. IT MB is Information Technology Management for Business. I did it in University of West of England in Bristol. I understand this thing. I did psychology. I can read human body, even though I don't see you. You are speaking to me. I already know the kind of person that you are. Then I did film and media. University here in Cambridge. Yes, I live in Cambridge. I don't need to hide where I live. I live in Cambridge, one of the famous cities in the world. And I'm proud of myself. Yes, I've done excellently well for myself, and I'm grateful to God forever. That's why I know. You see, when Chief Patrick Eholo came in, because he know me, he know my background, he know my parents, he know everything. He mentioned the word here that I know Mr. Elvis can never be bought. That word means a lot to me, because some people don't give you your credit. Few of you here on this panel always give me my credit. People like Oga Chris, many of you are here, you know, that know me very well. These things, it helps me a lot. But these are the footprints that I talk about all the time. What is that footprint that you want to leave behind if you fall and die today? How do you want people to reference to you, for example? I talk about these things all the time. I wrote a letter for my last company. The last time I worked in the UK officially was 2016. I said I want to resign. My company thought my enemy was crazy. They gave me 1 month to rethink, to think that my decision doesn't make sense. Maybe somebody can still remember. I've mentioned this here before. I say, yes, I want to resign. I don't want to work anymore. Oh, you thought I resigned from work and I started doing this, right? I resigned from my work and I started doing I want to be on air. Nigeria must work. Nigeria must work. How much YouTube they pay me? If not, some of you, God bless every one of you that will be super chatting me on this platform. Some of us, by God's grace, God don't bless many. Many of us don't go best for food they give forever. Many of us that lives abroad. Listen, guys, if you are the richest person today in your community, it doesn't mean anything. To be honest, it might even add more problems to your life. How have you impacted the people if you are the richest person? Because you and I have seen many billionaires, millionaires dying every day. We just want a better Nigeria. We want Nigeria to work in our time. That you are talking about, you need to pay your rent, your children need to eat, your this, that. If APC people not on your platform, you go do this one, work for this one. What a shame. The disgrace. Then unfortunately, they say devil get followers. Jesus Christ, they get followers. So I'm not going to blame their followers. Yes. Listen, guys, I'll round up by saying this. I'm not a perfect person. I've never portrayed myself to be one. But I'm a very, very appreciative person. I'm very brave. I say things how it is. And I've created so many enemies just because of my kind of person. But I'm always good in apologizing. Although some people don't take the apology anymore. They just defense, they go forever. But that's fine. I love you. I'll continue to love you. I don't have anything against anybody. But for us to have a better Nigeria, if truly we are sincere with our fight, we must be able to come together and unite. For us to be speaking with different voice, we are not going anywhere. I'm only doing my part because God is going to judge every one of us differently. That's why I'm doing my part. Yes, I'm only doing my part, just like a father bringing up his child, advising and giving the best life to his child, and his child still decided to live a wayward lifestyle. God not going to blame the papa again. At least you have done your part. Train up your child in the way he will go. Do your part. I'm only doing my part. I just need the blessings of God around me. We can't have a better Nigeria if you continue to see yourself as an Igbo man, as an Edo man, as an Ichekiri man, as a Yoruba man, we are not going anywhere. Let's be honest to ourselves. We're not going anywhere. And this is the area this satanic set of people call themselves politicians are capitalizing on. In case you're not aware how they discuss on your behalf, say, no mind them. They'll start to fight themselves just now. No mind them. Now month they did, they can't do anything. This is how they describe us. Thank you very much, my people. I don't want to take all the time. I appreciate you all. I'm going to leave the platform for you all to talk for the next 40 minutes. Let's round up. Every day, and I notice now I'm not spending more hours here. It's not easy for me, to be honest, every day. Yesterday, now we did 11 hours, today, and, almost for the past 1 month or two now. It's not be easy. But look, now almost 5 hours again. But who knows when we'll round up today. When we don't have someone like Tunaja in the panel, and all that, they'll not let me go. It's just joke apart. Sometimes I really plan to end my show a maximum of 2 hours. It's not easy. Although yesterday conversation was brilliant, I really love it. Madam Rita came in, Madam Luke came in, every one of you that were here. I just want to say I'm grateful. We all are learning from each other on this platform. Nobody's better than anybody on this platform. We are learning. Don't rely on me. Say, I come here, I can't learn from Nigeria. When I lie, me myself, they open a paper when they give on a submission for here. I'm learning. I've learned a lot, on this platform. Thank you very much, my people. I'd like you all to move on. I don't know who wants to talk first. Oga Chris, I'd like you to take the floor, and then we take it from there, and one by one. Madam Obi Ashuku. I'm still learning that your name properly, madam. Then after Oga.
It's the best name.
Yes, I'm learning it, to be honest.
Okay.
Be like, say, give us a man they teach me yesterday, but I will get used to it. Thank you.
Okay, that's fine.
All right, Oga Chris, you have the floor.
Yeah, Mr. Nanjawach, and thank you very much. You see, one of the reasons why I'll stick with this platform, come shine, is the quality of people that you bring to this platform and the quality of people you associate yourself with. Listening to, I never knew that you were close to the chief that you brought, because I've known him long ago, and is a shining light, is a shining example. Many people will not know that that man is made. It's taken rich.
We've known each other since 1998.
You see, he's taken rich, but he's still fighting, just like Peter Obi, not necessarily because of something that he will benefit from. No, he's fighting for a better society for everybody. I think that's the mindset that we all should have if it comes to politics. But unfortunately, we are just too personal. And it's something I've noticed across the continent of Africa, especially across the black race. That has been the bane of development in black society. That is why if you see these Western people, they measure development according to the poorest people in the society. That is how they measure how well they are doing. That is why when people don't have jobs, you see them supporting each other, giving people stipends to live, minimum wage, housing, healthcare, and everything. And the worst part of it, that we that live abroad, that will see all these things, we still come home and we'll be clapping for politicians for doing what they are supposed to do. We'll be clapping for them as if they are doing what any person has not done before. So as long as we don't have that united front, there's no way we can ever move forward. We have to see ourselves as Nigerians, not as Edo man, Benin, Ishan, Yoruba, Hausa, Igbo, Fulani. But unfortunately, that is the current situation we are facing now, because the politicians, they understand that with this level of division, they can be able to remain in power forever. Just imagine if they've not divided the people during that EndSARS. Imagine the way it was going on in the south, the east, the same thing, the north, the same thing. It would have kicked these people out of power. Even during the last election, the Obi's election, no matter the rigging and everything, I still believe that a lot of tribal and ethnic and religious forces still had a lot to do with that election. Because while Obi was campaigning and trying to do all he could do to rescue the people, you could still see the poorest of the poor. Some of them were still hung on to their tradition, to their religion, in short, every primordial sentiment that are responsible for completely destroying development in any nation. And this is one thing the nations that are developed have risen above. And we should understand that this democracy. It doesn't really have to be demo. If you are nationalist, your nation will develop. That is why China may not have democracy, but they have there's a group of 40 men, the 40 wise men, the best of them in the Chinese Communist Party, that anything that happens to any of their leaders, they have 40 competent people that can take over. But what do we? We don't have leadership. Just imagine Buhari finished ruling for 8 years. He didn't groom any person at all that could take over from him. All we have in Nigeria is just Godfather, Godfather. Godfather in Western world it's not supposed to be a bad thing. Godfather is that you recruit somebody that can take over from you. People that have the same ideology, the same principle, like you do. Because I remember the days of Nelson Mandela. He had people like Thabo Mbeki. He had people like Jacob Zuma. Even before apartheid, there's this other Mangosuthu Buthelezi that was running Qatar Freedom Party. Although most of them became rogue, they all deviated from the ideas of Nelson Mandela. But at least he had a leadership recruitment process. Because that's one of the things we lack in. What we do is to bring somebody. We are the Godfather, and we want this person to be paying tithe and offering to us, just like the case of Wike and Fubara. So people, we really need to understand that this fight is not about the people that are fighting it. It's not about Peter Obi, because he's made for life. Just like Mr. Nigeria has said, even if Nigeria was continue doing this or not, that does not mean he's going to suffer. Even if we don't have good government or not, that does not mean he's going to suffer. So we must understand that because it's even painstaking to even realize that you still have to convince the people inside that look, this is not how things should be. How come most of these fights are being championed by diasporans? So Nigerians, we really need to wake up. We listen to the chief. We listen to Dr. Haruna Goroh. Look at how simplistic he is, saying everything, not being political with whatever he's saying. Not that you see politicians talking on television and they're talking from both sides of their mouth. You can't really hold on to anything they are saying. In one sentence, they say this, in another breath, they say another thing. I don't know. For me, the battle is just starting. It's just starting. I really need to do more as a people. We just need to do more because if we are expecting that this government on their own, the system will clean itself, it's a lie. If you don't know, Nigeria is that weapon fashioned against you. It's the weapon fashioned against all of us not to succeed. Because if you see the way the country is set up, you know that it was only set up for the rich. Just imagine the Lagos Calabar coastal, the coastal road at 15 trillion naira. There was no bid, there was nothing for that road. First, they said it was a public-private partnership thing, so that was why there was no bid. After awarding the contract now, Umai came out yesterday to tell us that it's actually federal government. You see? So how can you progress? Maybe if they had given opportunity for different companies to bid for that road, maybe some companies would have agreed to do it for a lesser amount of money, but no, we wouldn't do that. How much are they charging per kilometer of road? They are spending close to 15 billion. Now, the same road in Egypt, yes, I understand that the terrain in Egypt is different from the one we have, but the difference in price is just too much. because the process of awarding the contract was not transparent enough. And we all seem to become so numb. They have numbed our senses to the extent that before we can get over the shock of what they have done, they will do another one. Before you get over the shock, they will do another one. Inequality everywhere. Why is Bobrisky in jail? Not because he stole money, but because he defaced the naira. He or she abused the naira. But whereas there are people stealing the naira every day, and these people are working as free men, they are the people ruling you and I, dictating the pace of the society. We shouldn't be so. Nigeria is supposed to be a very beautiful country because of our positioning in Africa. We are supposed to take the lead. It's only one of the one of the angles that I agree with to Niger, because I always have to say this. Because when it comes to nationality being transactional, what is it? What is in it for our country? You cannot take that away from to Niger. It's always upfront when it comes to that. And I think not until we all have that kind of mindset about the development and growth of the country, we are going nowhere. But unfortunately, most of us that are not in power, we do have that mindset. But the people in power, they just see Nigeria as their business. They don't really care what happens to the country. What they care about is using Nigeria to enrich themselves, not about using Nigeria, not about making Nigeria to work for everybody. The question is that how long can we continue? African countries, they are all rising up, and before you know, they will all outgrow us and outshine all of us. It's very possible if the giant refuses to wake up. The people that are not giant, they will have to wake up and take over the lead. The problem is that the corrupt people in power, they have too many minions that are ready to do their bid. And whatever they do, you see people online everywhere in the street defending them. People that are supposed to be against the bad policies, they will be the people defending. Give them time now, then just start.
All right,
Now
round up
we
1 minute.
so well, Nigerians, the ball is on your court. We must do everything we can to make sure that we succeed in this war. It's just the beginning. And thank you very much, Mr. Nanjauch.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Oga Chris. Thank you. All right. Let me quickly come to Madam Abi. Madam Obi Ashuku. Talk to us about. Good evening to you once again.
Mr.
Good
Elvis,
evening.
are you going by how we came in, or you are just
No. I'll come to you after, Madam. Thank you, sir. Go ahead,
Yes,
ma.
so good evening, my people. And well, like Dr. Haruna said, we need to start. But how do we start? That's actually my question. How do we start? You know, we can brainstorm and do everything, but if we don't put action, I don't know. I just don't know, because I mean the fire is in me, but how do we start it? That's what like we don't have to kill anybody. We don't want to fight. Like they say, protest, peaceful protest, occupy the space and all that. Yes, we can do that. But again, we have to make sure that the mad people around us are not going to, kill our people or kill us. But how do we start? We need to start from somewhere. We need to start from somewhere. That is just the until we do that, it's not going to work. It is not going to work, because we can talk, we strategize, we get angry, we abuse each other, we make friends, we do all that. But until we do that, and one probably find it difficult to do that, because like Niger what said, we are divided. We are divided. We are very divided. But again, sometimes it happens even in the family. You see, you have you're cool with one of your sisters or one of your brothers and all that. But in that case, it's not like you don't like each other. But this one comes with hatred. It comes with hatred. I'm not going to say because I'm Yoruba or because I'm Igbo or because I'm no. There's something there. So we need to get to the root of it and know why we don't love each other.
Exactly.
So I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. My nature is that it's difficult for me to hate anybody. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All I do, I beg God that whoever that hates me, please let me know and go and apologize. I do that all the time. And if someone that didn't do anything to you because of birth or something, you hate the person. Why? For not doing anything to you. Not doing anything to you. So we need to actually get together, but we need to start from somewhere. I don't know what, but we need to start. Otherwise, by the time we know it, it will be 2026, and that will be and that would be too late for us to do anything. I actually quite understand what Dr. Haruna said. About not doing something made that thing happen. Yes, but again, I think we missed it even when Dina. No, even though he's not my friend, But when Milano, yeah, that's his name, Dino Milano, even there at the collection center, you see what he did, like a crazy man. I wish some people supported him and all that because he was saying the truth and nobody said anything. They walked out, some people also walked back in again. So, like Mr. Evans said, we're not together. The middle of the division until we get ourselves our acts together. It's not going to work. I mean, Mr. P2B is the way he is, and he said he's not a saint, but he's not a thief. At least we're holding on to that one. We're holding on to that one. We have somebody that is not a thief. He's not going to steal our money. We get around him. But we need to move. I'm sorry, like you asked me how. I just don't know. But I know that we need to do something. We really need to do something. Even during the election, I know I wasn't going because I wasn't registered, but I came home. I know what I did in my own little way, very little way. But I didn't say till the end how to come back. So I don't know. I just, my wonderful people there, you people, I love you guys, but what can we do? How do we start it? How? If there's anything we can do from here, even to start getting money or something, whatever it is, like he said, you cannot ask somebody, really, you cannot ask somebody to go and fight for you. I mean, what the person doesn't have anything, or at the end of it is jumping Okada. Even the Okada doesn't have money to do that. He doesn't have money to take a soda, ordinary soda. So how are we going to get there? How are we going to do it? It's not going to be possible. If you mean taxing ourselves, getting money, small money, $1 a day, just like Obama did his own. Some people are giving $1, some people are giving $2. By the time you know it, we'll have enough money
All right. Thank you.
to put somebody on the road to do that.
Thank you, ma. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
for your
Thank
submission.
you. Thank you for the opportunity to do that.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Dollar is getting better. Naira is getting better now. $1 is now 1,000 naira. Are you guys aware of that? So I don't know. Don't we think that we should give Tinubu credit on that? Before I go stay attack me, someone like Mr. Jonathan. Mr. Jonathan, better to us, so may you leave me out of this.
Yeah, man, Mr. Elvis. We all know what is going on now.
But you don't talk and say you know what is going on. The thing they go down.
No. I also said maybe you forget the vital part of it that I said that that those things that really matters. It's very clear now. You yourself, the dollar is now 1,000. What is still the price of rice?
No, they said commodity price not come down.
To what? It never will not be like
it
that.
Not come down. It remain the same.
It remain. No. What is it? You see, those are the things that really matters. These ones are economic gymnastics. They can play the game because they have access to power. They are controlling the economy of the country through policies, through decisions.
But that means the economy is getting better, right?
Mr. Elvis, just last week, they are increasing the tariffs on electricity for people. How you know the economy is getting better is whether the lives of people are changing for the better. It does not. That is if the ordinary Nigerians, their lives are getting better. You see, about sometime last year up to this year, we saw people coming and saying, "Ebin power, we are hungry, we are hungry." They are saying it, we are seeing it. That one was not it wasn't just video, it wasn't a show.
All right, let's move on. Thank you, sir. Mr. Jonathan, go ahead. We lost you there. We can't hear you anymore. Okay, you've been attacked, Oga Jonathan. We can't hear anything anymore at all. But before you sort yourself out, let me move on to Oga CM. I'll come back to you.
Lives of people we used to measure.
Mr. Jonathan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
We lost you for more than 7 hours.
Sorry about that. Are you hearing me now?
Okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was just saying that at the end of the day, it's the lives of people that really matters. I just want to go back to this the gentleman that you brought on today, and I have one reason why I kind of align with him. He said that he's not supporting any candidates as of now. I was trying to get him whether he has one particular candidate that is actually backing. And I was looking for that throughout. Maybe he will say something that can really attach him to one candidate, but there was none. So in fact, why I finally agree with him, he said, and I quote, he said, "I will not vote for him," that is referring to Olumide Apata, "if we don't reconcile." So, and the reason is because he's not being consulted as far as the deputy governor candidate is concerned, that he has left him behind. So if they don't reconcile on that, he's not going to support him. So that's one is there. He also said that, see, there is none of them so far that can that can help the state, Edo State, in this debt that the state has been, has buried, itself into right now. So he said there is none of them. He doesn't see anything in any one of them, So when, in Nigeria, when we're talking of politics, what people don't know is that when it comes to campaign time, it is always, there are three things that matters. And those are the three things, the primary purpose of campaigning. What you want to do as a citizen is that you want to know the policy difference. There are differences in policies. You want to know if there are character difference and if there are competency difference. So if you, first of all, policy, sometimes all the candidates will say they want to do the same. This one will say, I'm going to make sure that I provide free education, free medical care, all those housing. The other this candidate 2 will also say the same thing. 3 will also say the same thing. Okay, fine. There is no difference there. Let me go to character difference. You start looking their antecedent. If they match, then you go to competency. Competency is not the first, is really not the first thing, because again, as I said, it is what is on the table of the ordinary people. You want to know their policy. What are you going to do? What are you going to do that will make lives easier for the citizens of this state? What are your policies? So those are the things when it comes down to it. So I'm not going to support any candidate, and I believe that's what I always said. And I'm glad you brought in someone like this. So when I said like-minded people, that I know, I am very sure that there are millions of Nigerians like myself, like-minded people, that will not vote for anybody just because he carries Labour Party card or is running under the banner of the Labour Party. It does not matter whether you are the former president of NBA or ICANN. I don't give it. I don't care. I want to know what I can vote for any candidate. As long as the candidates satisfy all these things. What are the policies? Because at the end of the day, what are we talking about now? Everything we're talking about the present government is policy. Education, economy, housing, healthcare. Those are policy issues. We have to know, and then to now hold you accountable. Because the way they do it in Nigeria when it is campaign time, even those that we are supporting, we are supporting them. They want to campaign the same way the people that we are against. They want to do it the same way those people are doing it. They just want to maintain the status quo. Some of them will not campaign. Some of them will not know there has to be a difference. A clear cut. For Mr. Peter Obi, he came out. He created that clear cut. That is, the light, when you say light and day difference, darkness and light, that was what Peter Obi said. He set it, and it was a very high standard. If you find anything in me that is not right, I will discontinue my campaign. That was the high bar that he set. That is, he set that bar on competency. So if it is competency you want to base it on, he has set the standard. On policy, he came out with things that we have never had before in Nigeria, that politicians have never, or even when they are saying it, they are only doing it for political correctness. But it was very clear on what he's going to do on each and every program, not trying to play politics about it. So again, he created that difference. So if it is policy you are looking for, the difference is there. If it is character, the difference is there. But in Nigeria, APC, PDP, which one? They are all the same. You don't even know which one to go for. But he came and he created, that is what I'm expecting, that Labour Party will continue that trend. And I'm expecting that in Edo State. It's not just going to be because you carry the banner of Labour Party, then we just follow you. No, you must come out and tell us your policies that are clear-cut differences. People must be able to hold you accountable. Don't be vague. Don't try to play smart on the people. Tell the people, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is how I'm going to get the money to do it. And this is when I'm going to complete it. See, that is the way you can get it. Look, this criteria all these things that I'm talking, if the APC candidates come out today and set this standard, I will support him. I said it up front. I will support him. If he set a standard, a clear-cut standard, and he said, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do, that's it. So if Akpata comes out today and he also set the standard and they are all the same, that is where you now say, okay, I have to come back home. I have to come back home.
After all, you are fighting for a better Nigeria.
Yeah, that's what I'm fighting for, a better Nigeria. Whoever can deliver, and whoever that I can hold accountable, who will commit himself that if I don't do this, this is what will happen. Hold me accountable. That's what we're looking for. We're all looking for a better Nigeria. It's not about politics. It doesn't have to be politics and politics to the detriment.
Wait till they talk. So now I make some of the candidates they fear to come here. So I'm telling you, because if they go on that platform, they ask them this kind of question there. I mean, they fear so because they need to make a vow and promise some kind things.
You have to make it. You have to make what you have to commit. Will you commit? For example, I'll give only one. For example, Mr. Candidate, will you commit to the people of Edo State that you will provide them with affordable medical care across board? Are you committing? Are you making a commitment?
Promise, make we type and down. We'll ask him like that. Say promise now.
Will you
Yeah.
commit? Will you commit to that? And when you say yes, it's not just without timeline. Will you give the people of Edo State that this is the timeline that you should expect me to achieve this? Even if it is the last day, say it, bring it out so people will hold you accountable. That this is what you said. They will play it back to you. They will bring it to you every day as you are running your government. That is what they must do. They must run away from the status quo. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. That was a wonderful submission, and I align with you 100%. Thank you, because the reason why we are here, we are fighting for a better Nigeria. So, if anybody indicate today that it's going to give us a better Nigeria, we'll back the person up. That's it. Thank you. Augustine, please talk to us, sir. Thank you very much. Good evening to you.
Okay, thank you, Niger Watch. First and foremost, I'm grateful for bringing Dr. Patrick Osagi Eholo, the chap that came. I quite like his worldview, the way he spoke, and like he said, he has indicated interest to be joining us. It's up to you to follow it up. He said we should inform him whenever we're on air or something. I quite like the way he spoke. First, he made it known that although he's a card-carrying member of Labour Party, but he still stands that we assess and know who to. He said he only had one vote. It takes a lot of guts and conviction for somebody to say such on air, given the fact that everybody is listening. Apart from that, his take on the crisis in Labour Party, because I put him on the spot. I said, look, I've said here that I would have advised P2B, form a new party. Where you go, the crowd will follow you, so that Abure and his gang, they will be in shame because you take the shine off them. But our guest said he will advise P2B not to go, that he will be in Labour Party and revamp, sort of reform it. That's why I now asked him, hand on heart, what do you think you are going to do to turn Labour Party around? And he gave me he stated the obvious. One, Abure will be forced to resign. Apapa and Arabambi gang will be left, will be gone, because 4 years is gone. Whether you are laying claim to chairman of Labour Party, whether factional or real, 4 years is gone. So that settles it. Everybody should go. Then they weed them off and then start. So that's a bold move. He didn't mince word. He was quite emphatic about it, and that shows the direction of travel. So I welcome him, and there are a lot of things he said concerning Edo politics, although it's for general consumption, but he's been in the field for long, and like we were made to know, probably he's just like one of those who can take care of his domestic needs, so it doesn't require much somebody to buy him or influence him with money or corrupt him. So I welcome him. But I know when he comes again, or if he keeps coming, then we will hear more about him. That's good. Then on what Haruna Goroh said, Dr. Haruna Goroh, what he said, the hope he expressed. Yes, we all know that hope is not a strategy, but he is quite hopeful. I will be hopeful, but it's contingent on some variables. Number one, I've said it here before. Mahmoud should go as INEC chairman, and the president should not be appointing INEC chairman. Let it be the parliament. In fact, it should be advertised. Somebody will apply and they screen you, but it should not be the president, possibly, because the job you are going, if you are screened for it and you apply, not that you are, you are giving, that is a different thing. Maybe my procedure might not be the best, but whatever it will take to make sure that the president do not appoint an umpire in a game he will play, no, it's not good now. We all know this. So that's one. The second thing is that every election that the result will be announced at the polling unit. If for any reason the results after tallying them could not be uploaded, let us assume it is assumed that no voting did not take place in that place in that polling unit. So there's no election or there's no result. We don't want anything manually again for whatever it is worth. I don't care if it is maybe 30 polling units. In the end, we only got 18. Let that 18, let's know, then we reschedule the other one. I prefer that because it means we are not going to court. Because anything uploaded, it means it have checked it correctly, uploaded. All the parties agreed. That is the way to go. So that is the way. It's like somebody snatching ballot box. The moment you snatch the ballot box, you are free to run with it. But in the end, it will be announced that polling unit PU100 or whatever, no election, so no result. These are part of the conditions. Then, secondly, I think the third one, if I remember correctly, because all these things should be in place before 2027 for any election to take place. And having said that, I think Black Panther used to make this system. Supreme Court should not announce winner of any result. Anything that goes to court is for the court to say, did you follow the due process? That is just what so that you can tender that this person brought a forged certificate. And then how do you know it's forged? So institution that claimed to give it did not give it, claim they didn't give it. That's all we need. Supreme Court will now say, well, based on the law, this condition was not certified. So INEC go back and then no, this wasn't certified, and not for somebody to say the Supreme Court are that 11 justices of the Supreme Court, 7 or maybe 11 gave a judgment in favor, only 5 dissented. That is not Supreme Court is not to conclude the election. They're only looking at the law. When you look at the law, you say whether it's compliance or it didn't comply. You don't have to say who won. So there are quite a lot, but I cannot recount all of them here. I wrote them down somewhere. Now, then the issue of this Edo state election. I know this is not the man we expected today. The question I should have asked was for the candidate. So that's why I have to change and ask him pointedly something relating to Labour Party only, which is more like a general question, given the mess that Abure had brought onto Labour Party. So I'm trying to see what he knows about it and how we can reform it. However, Niger Watch, I don't know when we are expecting. Is this the one to come or shall we expect another? Of course, this is not the person. It's not among the Trinity.
Of course,
Yes.
we are expecting the candidates here. So the one that canceled today rescheduled to a time that is not convenient for me. So we are rescheduling again.
Okay, no problem. No problem. I don't need to know. It's okay. I don't need to know the person coming. All we wanted is we are still expecting the tray. So whatever is rescheduled, anybody, whenever they are coming. So because my question the question is for the candidate only. So it's not something that somebody who is not a candidate will answer. It's something I have to put the person on spot. So to that extent, I will say that how do they say it? A luta continua. So we continue waiting. Today I was quite upbeat that something we share today. We sort of put somebody on the spot. Maybe I think, like you said, they are listening to us because the way Jonathan said last was the way I also want it. When you tell somebody, can you commit? It's not an agreement, but it means that you, the person asking the question, you are serious and you want seriousness from the person. Although they say in politics, you campaign in poetry, but you govern in prose because prose is not easy. But poetry, you can be singing anything, people will listen and then be happy. So after all, yeah, you are telling people what they want to know. This bridge, I will build it. Hey, this you go there and stand and shout. This market, I will reopen it. Hey, they clap hand. This school, in fact, I'm going to level it and put. Hey, they shout. This is all poetry to the ear. But when you sit down, you find out that look, the price is not worth the candle, or rather, there is nothing. So what do you do? So that is the issue. So today I'm quite. I like the chap that came. Let me not waste time. I'm so happy he and they are wanting to be part of us because he will bring a lot of things. He's talking from experience. In fact, I read an article he wrote because I quickly googled him. I read an article. I've read articles he contributed. It's a One Law Foundation. There are so many things he said.
Exactly.
Particularly, he stand on FFK. So what he wrote there is so historical and very pungent and very correct. In fact, I didn't know he's encyclopedia sort of. Because I didn't want to use it to describe it, I've just read about him. He's such a person. And what gave him away, or sort of what makes him to speak the way he's speaking, is that he's so sure of himself. It's like Peter Obi say, go and verify. He say he has nothing
Exactly.
to fear. Anybody can ask any question. So somebody to come and say it, no matter how brave you are, it means a lot. And I think being a politician, he's not a what is it called? Itchy finger. He's not the type that you can butt over. Like Alex said, say he's already rich, maybe from what he was doing before he joined politics. So he's a good candidate, and he deserves to
Thank
be
you.
he deserves to be close to Peter Obi with the type of character I've seen him show today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Augustin. You see, that is why Nigeria Watch is unique. You know, when you come here to come and deceive us, as you they talk the lie, people don't do research for your head.
Yeah, it's true. I Google. He wrote an article on FF. I don't know him, but I just checked the name on the US Africa Online. There's a magazine published by Chido Nwangu and one Igbo chap like that, and it's a very published in Texas. So I quickly saw it. What he said about
That's it.
FFK, the opinion was very strong and pungent. I said yes.
You can't come here and deceive us. It's not possible.
Okay.
It's not possible. Even me myself, fear not, let me come here deceive people. God forbid. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much. All right, let's hear from other people here so that we can round up. We have 3 already done. Okay, let's do Mr. Oduwa, then we'll come to Tudaja. Mr. Oduwa, sir, please talk to us. 8 minutes.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Happy weekend. Hello. Hello.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay. I thank the program. Although I did not really able to follow the program, but I thank for the guests who came. I thank Dr. Haruna for helping us to understand that we, the Satanists who divide ourselves, all because of superiority. Because my tribe is the superior, or my ethnic is the superior. The other one is minority. The other one is favority. I believe is what is really affecting us, the Satanists. So we don't take it as it is for something of sad, or it's something of development to us or benefit. We want to believe that we are the superior, we are the one to benefit it, or the other one are so I believe that is just the thing that is really punishing us in sad. And that is why we always say it here. I believe Baba Christ, we are saying something that we are still saying about talking about unity here. But Mr. Najawash, you said no, that we only just said that the North is our problem. But it is not only you. We are still saying it the same thing, that we still have the people who belongs to the same group, whether from the North or from the South. Like all those who sit in the chamber, what they call them, the position people, that whenever they go there, they all share the same money together. They all share the same money. They did not say it is only the North that we share that we eat the money. So that all of the thing is, what we have is the elite who gang themselves to punish their people. So that, because that it is only what we just say here, that the North is our problem. So, sir, we have to correct that we did not just say it is only the North that is our problem. And so that is for that. So for me, I said it, I think the day before yesterday, that whatever Peter Obi is doing now, let him do it. If we who agree that through what Obi is doing, through Obi campaign, we can have a good governance and a better life or better country to live on, that we can even support him by whatever we have. We can still do the same thing for whether for south, for north, for east, or for west. It doesn't matter. But what matters is we should think of what to do for the country, not just what the country will do for us. But let's do it in unity so that other people can see us and value it and copy for us. So I said it, and this is what Dr. Haruna is still saying, that the unity is what we are lacking. And the unity is what others who have not seen the light or who did not understand how the light work have not seen. Because it's not just only for we to say this is supposed to do. They said example came from the teacher. So we must put things together for people, for the layman to see. And we have to do it with unity. We must be the example to lead for people to follow. At least the country that we are living on have shown us how to live life. That unity is the key. That is why, even let me use China as an example. I believe that nobody have ever go to China store and found one China person, only him or her is the one that is selling in that store. It's never possible. There must be up to 2 or 3 or 4 Chinese that is working and selling in that store. So that is the power of unity. Whatever they have is revolving between themselves. So, but we, only one person want to be the vulcanizer, want to be the mechanic, want to be the carpenter, want to be the tailor, only one person. Especially with the Satanat, who claim we are wise, we are educated, we are. That is what is our message. The next thing we will say, government is not supporting us because our state of mind is the government. So I'm still begging that unity is what we decide need to put in place to make life easy for everyone that have seen life or want to know how life works. We that have traveled have seen how life work in other countries. That is unity. So we should teach those who want to learn from us that the same unity. Because I believe they said travel is a part of education. So those who at home believe that when you travel, there is something you need to learn and you learn it, you have to come and teach them at home. But we that travel are even the one who will come home and do the worst. So those are what I have to say, that let us work in unity for positive, not just negative, but positive unity, so that those who have not understand how unity works will copy and begin to learn from it and have the benefit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Oduwa. God bless you, sir. Thank you. All right, the last person on the panel is Tunaja. Tunaja, bless. I beg, talk to us. 8 minutes. Let's round up. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Nigeria. Thank you for having me. Greetings to everyone on the panel. Greetings to the chat, and special greetings to the viewers. I think regarding Bobrisky, I think people find it interesting that he admitted that he was a man, but I think he was always a man. And the fact that they punish him for what he did, for me, I think it's the right thing to caution people not to be using the naira like that. Because some people have actually, some other lady was convicted, I think just in November or so, or December. for doing similar stuff. I don't know whether they are doing it every week in Nigeria. If it's something that they're doing every week, they need to stop it, because it means that then they are scapegoating some people, and the law is not being applied equally. So, and I must say, I can't remember seeing it done in Nigeria recently. I've not really seen people spraying a lot of money in Nigeria recently. So I don't know, maybe they've actually changed a bit of that aspect of spraying money. So it's all good. He's gone to jail now, and we'll watch out for the next person that will spray that money that is not arrested. That's something we need to be watching out for. And regarding something you said earlier on about the currency coming down, that's the value of the naira going up in that sense. I think it's a good thing that the naira value goes up. And I also think that the best thing that they can do is keep it stable. This going up and down is not helping Nigeria's economy. The inflation rate is too high. It means anybody that invests in Nigeria, by the end of the year, any profit they are supposed to make, inflation is going to eat it up, which is what we deal with every year. And which is part of my argument regarding security and all the rest, that we keep saying we don't want to spend money on security, but the money we are not spending on security is making us lose more money, increasing inflation and chewing it up every year. You know, every year things are increasing more than 10% in Nigeria. If we spend 10% of the money we have today on security, maybe with that money is not going to be eaten. At least it will be value then. So, and I'm going to divert a little bit into other arenas today, because I was watching a TV program today with our Nigerian analysts. I think it was on this in Arise TV. And they brought this defense analyst to come and talk about what is happening with America and the Middle East. And the guy was like, I can't tell you what is happening, because the guy seems so confused. It's like he can't understand what America is playing at. And America is, in one sense, saying Israel is doing wrong by killing so many people and all the rest. Then the next thing, they're giving them weapons to go and kill more people again. And he couldn't make sense of it. And what that reminded me of is that our perception of the world is so kind of blocked. We can't seem to see beyond the fact that the people we love so much are capable of so much evil. We can't get our head around that. He couldn't understand it. And I was like, but that is so clear. It's in America is telling you all the time. How are you confused? America tells you that Israel is an investment for them, and they need it to be able to keep that area secure for them, so that their interests will be protected. And that is what they are doing. They are willing to give anything to keep that interest there, because they believe they will lose more lives if Israel wasn't present. And that's why and these people don't understand it. Because you don't understand, you don't know how to play that game. Because if we knew how to play that game, America wouldn't be giving Japan missiles today. Wouldn't be promising Japanese people to fly with them to the moon. The Japanese are going to be on the spacecraft that is going to the moon. Where is Nigeria? I thought we were friends with them. Did they know us? Did they care about us? And our leaders, this is our biggest mistake. Our leaders keep going to them every day. Oh, come and help us with this. Come and help us with that. Today, I just saw one other thing about solar energy. And the solar energy that Nigeria signed with one company in America, which is supposed to be Sun Africa. It sounds like a good name, really. It will cost us 2.2 billion to generate about 1 gigawatt. Not up to 1 gigawatt, just 1 gigawatt. 2.2 billion. And only for me to go and check China, India, what they used to generate, how much it cost them to generate 20 gigawatts, which is 20 times more energy than what Nigeria will be getting. And it's going to cost them just under $7 billion, which makes theirs more than 5 times cheaper than what we are buying in the same world. And our people are still signing up for these stupid deals. This is why nothing works in Nigeria, and that is if they even go ahead to build it properly. It costs us more, and they will still barely build it. We can't even get good power supply in a world where I can sit down here within how many minutes and find results that is better than what that man signed up into. This is at the core of our problem. It's not because Oibobo forced us to sign that deal. It's our mumu, where we think that somehow we can't think outside their influence for some reason. I don't understand it. What kind of juju they did to our leaders, where when they get into that office, they never see themselves outside the bubble of the West. The other day again, I checked. When was the last time? I'm just saying all these things in scatters just to provide people information, because I think information is what our people need. I checked the last time Switzerland was involved in a war. And I couldn't believe one of them said 18. Let me get the number. I don't want to make mistake. I have to give people the precise information that they truly need about these things. I said one of them said 1847. Some of them even goes as back as 16 something. Switzerland was not involved in a war almost throughout the period we were colonized. They've never been involved in any war at all. And yet, their security force, not their security force actually, their military versus their population is 1 to 53. They've not been in a war for generations. Yet, their military size is 1 to 53. While Nigeria has been enslaved, colonized, and our children are getting kidnapped every day. And if I'm being generous, our military versus our population is over 1,000. That tells you that there's something wrong with our awareness. Our threat assessments, our ability to take care of ourselves seems to be missing. Just like those people that were released in Mauritania. They were people that have been enslaved in generations in Mauritania, in West Africa here. And they were released. And some of them were saying they don't know how to be free because they've never been free. They don't know what it's like to be free. And I think there is an aspect of that that's affecting us. We don't understand how to be free. This is why Japan is in Washington right now, a small country compared to Nigeria, a small country compared to the geopolitical influence it should have compared to Nigeria. And they are going to the moon. America is giving them missiles and upgrading their defense posture with them. While Nigeria, anytime they talk to us, oh, they're talking about NGO. They want to help us with millennial development goals. They want to do all this nonsense that does nothing for our people other than give us children that keep getting kidnapped left and right. But terrible electricity. What is gigawatts again? 5 gigawatts of electricity. That's what Nigeria is generating. Our capacity to even transmit it is barely there. And I also checked how much it costs to buy mobile power plants. How much does it cost to buy a mobile power plant that can generate at least 20 megawatts of electricity that can power a small town? It's just under $20 million. So are you telling me these are leaders are incapable? These are leaders that spend billions. They can't, but if they are doing it every year, within 4 years, all our cities will have light 24/7. If they were just lying on mobile power plant, just that alone. They don't have to even worry about transmission, because then you can put the power plants close to where the usage is going to be taking place.
Okay, round up 1 minute, sir. 1 minute.
So what does that tell you? That tells you that our people don't understand what freedom is. And that's why when they asked Dr. Arikana what our biggest problem is, she said our mind is our biggest enemy. Our awareness is so low that we don't understand what is good for us, and everything we do seems to be benefiting other people. And until our people start waking up to this reality, and I'm sorry, I'm in Uyibo man land telling people this about things, but I wish people in Nigeria are saying this more to their people, so that our people can wake up to start taking care of themselves. Whenever they see their leaders trying to betray them, they will know. They will tell immediately. The moment they see their leaders going to Uyibo man land, coming back and signing stupid deals, they will tell them, no, that is not what we want. We want this one that is going to give us more power. This one is going to give us more security. This one is going to give us more money. Why are we not manufacturing? Why are you not telling people to be using the Naira instead of advocating the use of dollars? The only reason why Nigeria currency is appreciated right now, because the government did what I was talking about before. Start discouraging people to use dollars and start encouraging local manufacturing and local purchase of Nigerian goods, which is all they did in the last 2 to 3 weeks. They started doing all those things, and also Dangote coming on stream also helped. All these things means the Naira value will start increasing. That is if they don't do anything else to sabotage it again, because that's their expertise. They pretend as if they are fixing something. And remember, this depreciation we are talking about of the Nigerian currency, they caused it in the first place. Now, some people are thanking them for bringing it back to how many depreciation? I think the Nigerian value, Nigerian Naira value for a year ago, is still depreciated over 100%. Sorry, let me just add this point, so that people that are praising where we are right now should understand this. Where Nigeria was a year ago, the Naira value has depreciated more than 100%. That is what we are praising the government for, right? And which it didn't have to depreciate at all. Thank you. All they had to do was put provisions in place to discourage the use of the dollar and to prevent people from importing useless goods that are not benefiting the Nigerian economy. If you are importing any useless goods in Nigeria, you slap big tariff on it. And if those traders that are going to be losing out, because there are a lot of our Southeastern brothers that will be losing out because of this, you tell them these goods that you are importing is not very good for the country. Can you manufacture it? If you can manufacture it, we are going to support you to start manufacturing it in Nigeria. Why can't they do that first?
Thank you. Thank you, to Nigeria. Let me ask you a question before I round up. Now, yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to, you can go ahead when you are done. I want to, make some point with respect
now
to
that a dollar is now 1,000 naira, do you think it's looking better or it's going to get worse?
I think it will get better. Because I said it that the Nigerian economy, when Tinubu is coming in, had too many things working for it. Tinubu could be the best president Nigeria has ever known if he chose to do the right thing. But so far, he's done so many things wrong. It's the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, that's when things started falling in line again. I don't know whether they will preserve it because these people are very fond of sabotaging our country.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that honest answer. Oga Jonathan, quickly, 30 seconds.
Yeah, I just want to say, with respect to his submission that we are enslaving ourselves by aligning with the Westerners or with the white man. No, it is not that Nigerians, or that we just want to enslave ourselves with the white man. No, it is not. It is not that. The problem is not that of the white man or the white man wants to enslave us. No, it is not. The problem is the criminal, corrupt mind of Nigerian politicians or Nigerian public servants. That is the problem. Okay? That example that you gave about electricity, you see, that system, it is not the problem of the provider, the country or the company they are getting it from. I can tell you for free. I can tell you for free that those companies or those countries gave Nigeria the price, the rate. It is Nigerians that padded it up. Okay, so nothing will work in Nigeria if you don't agree to pad it up. They will not allow you to go ahead with that project. So you must be ready to pad it up for them or with them, and then they will allow you to go ahead. Otherwise, that project will not see the light of the day. So it is more of our problem, not the Westerners. Thank you.
All right. Give us a Monday. You're just coming in right now. I'll give you just 2 minutes to talk to us because we are rounding up now. Good evening to you. Please, I'd like you to talk to us.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. 2 minutes, sir. Thank you.
Good evening to you and the panelists and everyone. Good evening to everybody. Well, I actually just came in just to probably say something on what was said. Basically, I wasn't trying to come in. But so, and Mr. Jonathan, thank you very much for coming for what you just said now. So the issue of Nigeria is not the West. I actually engaged a Ghanaian guy this afternoon that was born here in the United States. And then I just made an analysis to him on the reason why Nigerians, particularly the criminal politicians, are the problem of Nigeria. Now, for me to come into this channel, I had to click on the link. I get to the studio, but somebody had to allow me to come in, who is the host of the program. If you don't allow me to come in, I can never come in. There's no way I can do it. Now, these politicians have been able to go everywhere. They've gone everywhere. They've traveled around the world. They've seen firsthand developments and how people take care of their own citizens. Something happened here about 2 or 3 days ago in the United States, particularly in Texas. Here, it was big in Texas, the solar eclipse. Over 1 million people flew into Texas to come watch that solar eclipse because it was going to be total here in our own area. And so when that happened, You see how money we are moving out, you see how people were moving, how different things were happening just for solar eclipse, just for that little event. People flew in from virtually everywhere, but all over the world. They came over. Now, you see how the economy was just because of that, how much changed hands between people. But in Nigeria, sabotaging, bottlenecks, wickedness, and evil is the order of the day. Now, we keep talking about security. Do you know, sir, that as it sits right now all over the world, look at the war between Ukraine and Russia. The very first thing that Russia targeted against Ukraine is their critical infrastructure. See, it is getting to a point where two countries are fighting war. They are not even killing themselves anymore. What they are targeting is their critical infrastructure. And that's why we keep telling you, sir, that it is gone beyond recruit. What technology capability do you have in place to counter your enemy? Think about that. The war between Ukraine and Russia is basically just targeting if I can get down your power turbine, I take it off. If I can bring down your water, people are going to die. They're going to die. So it is beyond. And as it is right now, we have the manpower, we have everything. Everything that we are suffering today is the effect of bad leaders. So now, bringing it home, the white people, the Westerners are not our problem. Just like Mr. Jonathan said, our problem are the politicians, the politicals, the evil men in power. They have gone everywhere. Some of them even have houses. Yeah, they see good roads, they see water, they see electricity. The things that you see, why can't you take those things back to your own country and develop your people? Okay, like the owner of this channel now, keep talking about the issue of Nigeria. He would have decided, I have my YouTube channel, I want to do it, I want to shoot Hollywood movie, I want to do whatever I want to do with my channel, but he chose to speak against the evil that the people of Nigeria, particularly the politicians, are doing. So our problem is not the external body. Our problem are the leaders, the rulers, the politicians,
Can I
the
just say this
people.
one time? Can I just say this
Hold
one
on, sir.
time?
Hold on, sir.
Point
Hold on,
I
sir.
made, I have
Let
no
him finish. Let him finish, please. Let him
Hold
finish.
on, sir. Hold on, sir. Now, Mr. General just said something. Some few months ago, the president in court traveled and told them, if you hear anybody try to give bribe, tell me. Why does he have to make that comment? Now, Mr. Jonathan said, there is no how you are going to implement a project in Nigeria without padding it. There is no way. The guest we have earlier, the guest that Mr. Ellis got here earlier, everything that he said, everything is just revolving around the issue of money. Because all of a sudden now you have money, your hand is your hand now. You don't carry them up to even enter your house. They have to tell you, okay, put your hand down now. This is the evil that we see in our country. Until all of these things stop, the man said it. Wonderful, in fact, wonderful man. He said even here in the United States, money. Why do you have lobbies in Washington DC? There are lobbies in Washington DC, but there are also regulations. Their activities are being regulated. Once the people that rise here, they take over everything. But over there in Nigeria, what is going on? The evil men are doing evil against their people in a large scale without any iota of remorse. So my brother, the people that we have in Abuja, both in the upper chamber, lower chamber, the government chairman, all of them are the problem of Nigeria. And until Nigerians, the people, stand and fight for their rights, nothing will change. Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
Okay. Can I just respond
Yeah,
briefly
quickly.
I don't know this thing where they just start responding to a straw man. I never said the West was our primary problem. I even stated that the Japanese are sitting with them right now. They are taking them to the moon. There is a reason why they are doing those things. Because we have not made ourselves worthy of anybody in this world. That is we are the primary. I said our minds is the problem. We don't seem to know how to be a free people. And instead of you to address that point, two people spoke consequentially and just went after a strong man. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you all. We've come to the end of the broadcast. Another 6 hours again. I want to appreciate every one of you that came into the panel today, starting from our guest, Chief Dr. Patrick Eholo, popularly known as Ultimate Equal. Thank you very much, sir, for coming in, for granting our request to come speak to us. We appreciate you, and we're looking forward to bringing you back again whenever we think that we need your advice. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you. Thank you very much, all my wonderful panelists that came into the panel today to pass their questions. Thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you. Started with Oga, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you, Oga CM. To Nigeria, thank you, Mr. Oduwa. Thank you, Oga Chris. Thank you, Give Us Amade. Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Obi Ashoko. Thank you very much. And every other person that came in, those of you that called in as well, I appreciate every one of you. Now, God will bless you now. Thank you so much, my people. Those of you that supported the channel today, I'd like to quickly re-echo your name. Starting with Adelaja Ogombeyi, thank you very much. Peter Ife, thank you very much. Laughter Join, thank you very much. Love God is my strength. Thank you very much. Josh Blueshare, thank you very much. Madam Luke, thank you very much. I appreciate you and thanks for the birthday wishes. May God bless you. Thank you very much, Madam Bella Naomi. Thank you. God bless you. God bless every one of you that is supporting us directly or indirectly. I really do appreciate every one of you. Those of you sharing our videos, liking our videos, joining our panel, calling in, commenting, and all that. Thank you for every one of you that is genuinely fighting for us to survive Nigeria, for Nigeria to be better. And God bless you now. As you all know, one person cannot do this. It's a collective effort. Let's continue to help and unite ourselves to see, by God's grace, fingers crossed, if we can have a better Nigeria in our time. Thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you right there on the comment section. Start with Mother of all Mommy Diaspora. Thank you very much, Mommy. Thanks for all you do. Appreciate you and I love you so much. Thank you, Mother Iris Finance. I can see you just coming in. Thank you very much. Good evening to you. Thank you, Mother Bella Naomi. Thank you very much, Ma. Appreciate you. Ray Aboa. Thank you very much. Thanks for a wonderful text earlier on. Mr. Johnson Emmanuel Wanlele in the building. Thank you very much, my people. I appreciate every one of you. Tracy Jacopin. Thank you, Mr. Tony. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Then we have Michael Oganemaro right there. Ray Aboa, thank you very much, sir, for all you do. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody right there. God bless you now. We've come to the end of the... I can even see Black Panther there. Black Panther, we miss you on the panel today, but that's fine. We'll see you again tomorrow. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much, Mother Luke. Thank you. Thank you, my wonderful people. Now, God will bless you now. Please join us again tomorrow by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, and let's talk about the things that's affecting us. But tomorrow, because I get what I want to do this weekend. I don't know whether or not tomorrow I go do or next tomorrow. I don't just know. So I might be coming out late, like 8 or 9, maybe tomorrow or next. I don't know. Because that's why, anyway, I'll just leave that one. But let's see. Because I have somewhere I'm going. I don't know when I'm going to return back. But in case I did come on time tomorrow or next, I'm not too sure. Just know that I'm still going to come out so we can talk. We'll keep to that consistency by God's grace. It's by God's grace. Nobody should look at me like an iron or a Superman. It's by God's grace that we are just doing what we are doing here. Trust me, it's by God's grace. I appreciate you all, my people. I look forward to seeing you guys again tomorrow, but the time is what I'm not too sure about. But let's see where I'm going. If I finish on time, then I'll definitely be here. Maybe exactly 6, who knows? If not after 6, but at least before I reach 12, I will come out. Even though that one person that join us for here, I will know that we acquire the consistency for the day. And God will bless our people. Thank you very much, my wonderful people. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Madam Iris Finance, we miss you today. Or maybe you can ask your question when Chief Patrick Eholo was here. But anyway, don't worry, more days ahead. Thank you, Madam Martina Abasu TV. Thank you very much, Madam. I appreciate you. Cited you as well earlier on. Thank you, my wonderful people. I don't know how to take time call off now. I'm grateful. Please, I'm not here to portray myself as a perfect person. If I've offended anybody, always forgive me every day, because I know I go offend you again tomorrow. have that in mind. And if my panelists have offended any of you, please always forgive them every day, because they will still offend you again tomorrow. That is why it is called panel. Thank you, my people. Now, yeah, now I go like, make we draw the curtain. I'll see you guys again tomorrow.